We should be live, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is Serious Jest, and you are watching the PS4 official Cabal Vision Grand Finals. It is here, it is now, and here we go. There have been hundreds of teams trying to get to this very moment right here, trying to become one of the 16 to make the playoffs, aka the Champion Cup. And then from there, those 16 fighting in a grueling knockout, clawing, scraping, mighty blowing their way to this moment right here, and the two representatives, the two final gladiators going into final battle are right now on your screen. They are Goingene, the Dark Elf team coached by Dynar321, and they are the home team, and it is ReznorRulesYou's Brutas Blessed Vermin 3.0, a Skaven team. Let me flash up the skills here, the skill screen, so you can see some of these players that you're going to see on the field. And the ball is kicked off. The weather is nice. A gentle gust of wind carries it as the crowd is momentarily silent. And let's see what happens. So you're seeing Eric Seed run up and base Seek 2.0, the Storm Vermin. We're going to have a couple of line rat hits. Bigum, the Witch Elf, is going to knock down Tiuch. Seek 2.0 is hit by Backy, and triple skulls, or double skulls, quad skulls, I'm sorry, quad skulls in effect. Backy is stunned and knocked down to the ground. What a way to start the match. They try to give it to the Storm Vermin, Seek 2.0, they try to give him the business, and Seek says, no, back up off me. And this could be game-changing. Man, I'll tell you, you elf coaches that like to complain about double ones and how horrible they are, you don't know salt until you've experienced quad skulls. You have no clue what salt is until then. There's destroy, so you got the Storm Vermins here, seek and destroy. Basically, Morphe's creep takes a push against Verras, and the gutter runners are threatening to get the ball. There's iPet, everybody's favorite nuisance, and his buddy, Lowdown Dirty Rat. Now, lucky for the Dark Elves, this ball was kicked off deep enough that even the quad skulls isn't going to allow the rats to just run up and grab it. So they take the opportunity to talk about the skulls are in full effect. Counter punch on one of the line rats, and he gets knocked out. And this game is already turning out super eventful right from jump. How will the Dark Elves respond in turn 2 here? Little push right there. And it looks like the Elves trying to control that middle and take it back from these line rats. As it seems like Reznor has tried to mark everybody up or occupy everybody to allow his gutter runners to run up and take a hit at that ball. Johansson doesn't like Lowdown Dirty Rat hanging around because he's a Lowdown Dirty Rat and he's sneaky. And now Bigum is going to come over and mark up iPet and get in his way. Of course, iPet, look at that. Look at those skills. Agility 5. And, okay, the ball successfully picked up by that sideline. Very difficult, or very dangerous, rather. Another failed dodge. And this is not how I bet the Dark Elves wanted to start the match. And the bottom of turn 2, the rats are going to counter. And that appears to be destroy. Taking a nasty overhand swipe at Bigum, who is knocked down, and she's having a rough day. The rats are in a position just holding their ground, kind of guerrilla warfaring this. Not in a full attack on the ball carrier yet, but just circling the wagons, kind of putting themselves in or not circling the wagons, rather surrounding the area and kind of putting themselves within striking distance, setting themselves up for the next match. Smartly keeping their distance, but still remaining within enough distance to strike. They are surrounding these elves, cutting off their avenues of escape. And wow, I mean, if you look at this field right now, there's a lot of elves laying on the ground and a lot of rats just poised to strike. Will the elves be able to counter that? Morphe's creep knocked to the ground. His armor holds. So it just looks like there's more rats on the field, but it's not. It's actually, it looks like the only knockout, the only pitch removal has been a rat. A line rat is knocked out. Maybe it's just because so many L's were laying on their back. And it looks like Goingene is establishing a loose... That's not even a cage. That's just a screen. And there you go. Nasty kick. And Destroy is stunned. And ladies and gentlemen, shout out to the chat. Insert Carrot. It's already active. I'm just seeing this. Shout out to Insert Carrot. Bernie Buffon says he can't join us here in the booth, but he wishes he could be here. Sorry, Bernie, man. You're the heart and soul of this competition. I really wish you could be in here. And I believe we are live. So here's the other person that's been posted in the chat. I want to acknowledge. Thank you. He's been patiently waiting to jump in here because I had to speed announce to catch us up because we didn't start live. Had some stupid Twitch problems. Anyway, I want to give a shout to my man, the myth, the legend, Calcium Kaz, a.k.a. CC. What's going on, man?
Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, it was so difficult to keep quiet there because I wanted to go quad skulls, man. Quad skulls, you know. Turn one, an early blitz. He hadn't moved hardly any players, and he got quad skulled up the rectum. And I'm like, but it looks like he's made a bit of a recovery. To be fair, on the setup, the gutter runners are set up really deeply. Now, if the gutter runners had showed a bit more bravery and set up shallower, set up close to the line of scrimmage, I think Goingene and Dinar would be in a world of trouble right now because those gutter runners would have been all over him. As it was, his deep setup cost him a little bit, but you can't accommodate for quad skulls, can you? You know, it's one of those things that shouldn't happen. So, yeah, what a start to this game.
Normally, you do see Skaven kind of line up closer to the line because of the possibility of a blitz even. You know, a blitz being even more likely than the quad skull. So I have seen Rez lately take more of a conservative approach, like you just said, though. His lineup was a little deep. I mean, to be fair, that ball was pretty... I mean, I think it was at the 16-meter line is how deep it was kicked, which would be kind of a challenge to get to anyway for most teams, unless you pretty much put the gutter runner right up on the line, you know. But I could see why he wouldn't want to be right up on the line. But yeah, I don't know. I think he got lucky with the placement of the kick, or Dinar did. But yeah, so, I've seen Rez get more bold.
It's one rat out for a KO. So that's nothing to a rat team. They can go down 3 or 4 players, and as long as they don't lose their key gutter runners, they're still in the game. So this is after an explosive start. We're going to get down into elf ball versus gutter running chess, really, and this is a game that suits both these coaches because they're both experts at positioning. They are top coaches in their respective race fields, and right now it's back to a more or less 50-50 game.
Absolutely. I mean, after surviving that quad skulls was. It's important in 2 ways. It showed the veteran nature of both of these coaches in 2 ways. Because one, you had obviously Dinar was able to recover for it. He didn't panic. A lot of coaches start to do stupid things because they get scared. Did not panic at all. Didn't rattle him. He got his people out. He screened appropriately. Yeah. He made sure he was able to jump back on that ball. And now he is relatively safe. As safe as you can be.
Serious. Can I interrupt you?
Go ahead.
Surf's up, baby. Surf's up.
Here it comes. You are seeing, and this is another veteran move right here. So Rez hooked himself up here, so he thought I've got Destroy keeping Useless safe from getting surfed, and Dinar's like, no, not quite.
This does 2 things. This does 2 things to an opponent. One, it shows the opponent how much skill you've got as a coach, and 2. It's a bit of an FU to your opponent as well. It's like I surf one of your players, even with this Skaven thrower who clearly isn't a key player on this team. The psychological advantage that surfing your opponent's players can have is massive. So any veteran coach will take a surf whenever he gets the opportunity to do so. So this could be Reznor's too good to get rattled by an individual surf, but yeah, this is a psychological win right now, early in the game for Dinar.
Absolutely agree.
If he doesn't roll quad skulls again, do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely agree. Actually, Fant Fox did this to me in the finals in season 2, and it just completely changed the pace of the game. You take, especially if you were a veteran coach and this happens to you, and you say useless isn't that important, but this is his thrower. I mean, he has skills. He is, in fact, most importantly, he has the leader skill. So, I mean, if that guy doesn't come back off the knockouts, I mean, it really is going to hurt the team. But yeah, this swings the momentum. It establishes dominance. It did a third thing here too. It pretty much, not only did he surf useless, but he built himself an even tighter, I guess you'd call this a cage, half cage, mostly cage.
I would call this. This used to be called a mega bunker on Fumble.
I like that.
A guy called Pigstar69, who is one of Fumble's best coaches. So needless to say, he's insanely good. It's essentially a loose cage to guard against the fireball. But yeah, he coined the phrase mega bunker. So I quite like that phrase as opposed to loose cage. But,
me too. What is that? So what do you call? What constitutes a mega bunker? What do you need to have for it to be considered a?
Basically, it's a double-up cage. It's a cage where the cage is 2 squares minimum away from the ball carrier, which essentially is now. But you have the players to double up on the cages, basically, and it's essentially they called it a mega bunker to try. It's essentially a cage against leaping war dancers or leaping gutter runners, that can sort of leap in from anywhere and do their thing. So yeah, this has got a real sort of mega bunker feel to it right now, which is quite impressive. But again, it's just and there's a failed dodge. I tell you what, Dinar's hitting some one action. He brought his bucket of ones to play today.
Nuffle is in full effect. So I'm sitting here looking at the inducements, and it looks like Cabal Vision's doing that stupid thing where they hide the wizard, all right? But they can't hide.
Yeah, they've both got wizards. Got wizards.
And according to Rez, they both spent money for that wizard. So I don't think they were these two teams were that far off in team value. But you see these magician shops over here, or the wizard carts, or whatever the hell, these roving little nomadic bands where wizards come out for one time a game and distribute a fireball or a lightning bolt. So we may see that come into effect later on. Other than that, there's no other inducements, right?
No, there isn't. I don't believe there's cheerleaders or anything of that nature. If anyone in the chat knows differently, then please correct us. But as far as I'm aware, other than the Cold War magicians, US versus USSR, we're talking vanilla game here, which makes it all the more exciting because it's going to be a mixture of skill and Nuffle that gets you through the day. And right now, Nuffle is giving Dinar a big FU with his bucket of ones.
Absolutely. The quad skulls and then the double ones, he is salty. He's got to be. Well, no, you know what? Honestly, it's back to what we talked about before. Dinar is one of those coaches that does not get rattled. So most coaches would be super salty right now. Yeah, you think, you're like, no, that's got to be the nail in the coffin. That's the one that gets him off his game, and he's cool with it. He just adjusts. Yeah. Cool as
Do you know
ice.
what? And I was chatting to him through my semi-final against him, and he's first and foremost he's a really nice bloke. It was one of the more fun games I've played in recent memory. But I made a massive mistake in turn 2, a huge mistake. I just didn't see a tackle zone, and he properly punished me for it. From that point, I didn't really feel in control. Oh, we got a failed leap! Wow.
At first, the extra this guy did some extra trampoline jumping this week, though. So iPad is good now. So it looks like Rez didn't appreciate being surfed, and he's gonna show Dinar, you don't surf me, I surf you. Woo! One good surf deserves another, and this is like you said.
There's a KO as well.
This sends a message. This is a message. And that's a big player, too. That's a leaping blitzer.
Psychological advantage eliminated. That is a spectacular move, that is. Basically, Reznor went, do you know what? I'm not having none of that. Oh, there's a failed dodge.
I think he wanted that, in a way, right? Because I think the key there was get to the ground quick, because you know that the surf would have been delivered right back. and then it would have turned into one of these little massive you surf me, I surf you battles.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Do you know what? Sideline battles, when you're a coach and you're playing a sideline battle, your ass is twitching. When you're a spectator, you're thinking, oh yeah, this is magic, baby.
Classic.
This is such entertaining Blood Bowl right now. And you know that Dino right now is thinking, how can I surf that gutter runner? What can I do to get that gutter runner?
Absolutely.
iPet. I don't believe he can surf him because he's basically got to crowd it every tackle zone because I assume, yeah, he's got sidestep. So it's just not worth the attempt. But you know that crossed Dinar's mind there.
Absolutely. You know, it's almost a trap, right, by Rez, because you would have to dedicate significant resources to make that serve happen. And even if you did that, even then, because of the placement of the postman, who is a sidestepper as well, if you are unable to knock that blodger down, then you're not surfing. You're probably not surfing iPad.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick shout out to V Power. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you in chat. I like V Power. He's been quite kind to me, so yeah, happy days. He's one of my broskies.
Great guy. So there's a lot of MML guys in the chat today. Shout out to everybody. Also, Insert Carrot, who I'm not that familiar with, but he says in my country we call a failed leap a fleep. What country is that?
I like that.
I like it. It's cool. Bernie Buffon giving his approval for the smart play over there on the sidelines, and more shots pointing out public service announcement: the sidelines ain't safe. Get off the sidelines.
But it's entertaining.
Yeah. Berzo's wishing you well on your recovery. How you doing? How's it coming along? You sound a lot better.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, no, as you can hear, I don't sound like I've got a clothes peg attached to my nose right now. So, yeah, I'm about a week away from being back to work and back to normal, which is a bit of a bummer because I've played a shit ton of Blood Bowl over the last few weeks. It's been fantastic.
Stupid work getting in the way of Blood Bowl.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm looking good for the Cladder with a Chaos team for Season 4. I'm also having a very late run again in the PC Cladder, showing those mother hubbards how to play over there. So nice. I've got a 20-game Chaos team with only 3 losses at the moment. So as long as I don't lose any 2 more, then I will take over Jimmy Fantastic's team. So
nice.
Although I did play him the other day and he served me up. So but anyway. So I've played a lot of Blood Bowl over the last few weeks. It's been fantastic.
And speaking of the PC crowd, I want to give a big shout out to Mercy Flush, who is in the crowd as well. He's one of my co-admins. He's over on the PC side though, and you know the rumor is Mercy Flush may be joining us in the PS4 crowd as well.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. And
there's a foul. That's the first foul of the game.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. He was a rookie lineman that fouled, but. Yes.
Fireball comes in! But the Dark Elves are mostly flame resistant, and Damn Anderson is removed. That's a runner and a blodger, so he's an important piece, but not the most important piece. And the question comes in here to Dinar, is the Apo going to be used? And he says no. The ball is now loose, though.
Ball scattered. The gutter runner right now is like, Happy Christmas.
Yes.
Oh, that is a beautiful scatter.
That is definitely within iPet's reach. iPet, by the way,
absolutely.
Look at those stats, man. He's got the Agi 5. He's got the sidestep, the wrestle. He's a Roger, the leap. Yeah, this guy he can do a lot.
Yeah, Agi 5. Because the tackle zone is a non-tackle tackle zone, so he doesn't even need to leap here.
Right.
A couple of 2+s and he's away. The Skaven are in a really strong position right now. That was a beautiful wizard. Beautiful wizard.
My prediction, knowing how Rez plays, and the coaches are not in our chat, so but I predict this ball is getting picked up probably by iPet, and then he's going to use that Agi 5 to throw it over here to the middle of the field where his teammates are sitting.
Yeah.
And if he gets it over there, it's goodbye. The big difference here is the movement. Dark Elves are very agile, but they are slow compared to Skaven.
Yeah, Dark Elves are a weird elf team, aren't they? They've sacrificed a bit of speed for a little bit of extra armor. I like Dark Elves. They are a sort of mix between Bash and Elf Ball, but I can't play them for shit, so I can't play most Elf teams for shit, to be perfectly honest. So, here we go. I absolutely think you're right here, SJ. I think it's a fantastic shout. Personally, before you suggested that, I would have probably just let iPet have the ball and stay on this side of the pitch and create a screen below the 3 Dark Elves. But I think your play is probably a better play. It'll be interesting to see what he does.
Yeah, and remember, I'm just predicting what I think he will do, and I was wrong. It looks like he's already running his guys downfield. Yeah, no, this pass. See, I thought the play was coming back to the center, low down Dirty Rat gets it, and goes all the way to the other sideline. I don't know. Maybe, and it might still happen. It might still happen. And nope, I was wrong. He's going right downfield. No, he's doing what you're talking about, a screen, but he's pushing the screen downfield. Rez is hard to predict.
See, that was a 50-50, wasn't it? You dodge with a reroll, or you leap with 1 2+. So you make 2 2+s with a reroll.
Yeah,
or you
I don't know why he
make
did that.
2+. Yeah, 50-50. But yeah, he's basically done what I've suggested here. So
yeah. No, you know what? I agree with you.
About Skaven running
I agree with you. I think the one, because it's 1, that's why he did the leap.
Wow.
There you go. Failed, go for it. And is iPad going to stay put? And even with no reroll again, iPad passes it. He has screened off Ratfink, and that's what we're seeing. Yeah, no, the smart play was the 1 leap. Definitely, I agree with that. I like the built-in reroll, obviously, but you know, why make 2 83% if you only got to make 1 83%, and you do have a reroll available?
Yeah, do you know what? I don't quite know what I would have done there, because I've never got leap. I've hardly got dodge, let alone leap. Jesus Christ.
And again, I was making my prediction based on how I've seen Rez play, and not necessarily. Yeah, I'm a lot less risk taker. I like to minimize dice throws. Rez loves them. Rez loves to just throw the dice, and you know what? If that plan doesn't work, I'll figure out a new plan.
Yeah, and do you know what? I can relate to that. I got time for that strategy. Do you know what? Sometimes, like William Adama said out of Battlestar Galactica, sometimes you just got to roll the hard 6. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna happen.
Go for it. Or you don't. You know, you're gonna. I like to say you a common saying rather. You miss 100% of the balls you don't swing at. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. By the way, you got Gurlia in the chat. I want to give Gurlia a shout out. He says, "Don't diss Delves." That wasn't me. That was CC. I do agree though. I'm sorry. He's Gurlia's a big Dark Elf fan. He plays Delves in the MML. He's very good with them. Oh, the lightning bolt coming in, and I think it's KO'd by the Wizard. The Wizards are off the table. They have done their damage. They're packing up their suitcases, and it looks like they're going to go to the bar together and get a drink.
It didn't
kill him.
Right, so for a second I thought, why didn't he lightning bolt the ball carrier? But he's basically he's given himself just one option now, hasn't he? You know, is his balls out? Has he got a tackler nearby? The Witch Elf.
Yep.
The Witch Elf, who was prone, has tackle.
Absolutely.
So that's his play. Now, he would love to get 3 dice on this ball right now. The other Witch Elf would jump up and give him 1 assist. He would love to get a 2nd assist to give him 3 dice on this right now.
So I was wondering.
How he does it, though.
So it looks like Dynar is not setting himself up for kind of the counter quick score, right? By moving Bo Scadam away, he's kind of removed the opportunity for him to, if and when he recovers this ball, to toss it downfield.
Now he's just used the Wrestle Witch Elf, which, to be fair, I probably wouldn't have done that. But do you know what? That's really smart. Now this Witch Elf with jump up, I tell you what, he could be away. He could be away here.
Sort of, but again, I mean, I think he opted for safety rather than necessarily the counter score, because Bo Scadam was in maybe not a scoring position, but enough of a position to catch that ball and get downfield so that the only person that could get near him was the postman. Yeah,
Berto's just put in chat, great play. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? I didn't even see it. It was that good, you know. And this is one of the things
these
that really...
two coaches are top notch. Like we think
yeah.
we have them figured out, and this is, you know, they will do something. This is definitely a punch counter punch type of game. And it's not, and it's not just dice. I mean, the dice have definitely come into effect, but in a lot of games, you know, a quad skull determines the game. A double one at the wrong time determines the game. But these coaches are so good that, you know, the dice, all they do is present more of an opportunity for each coach to showcase how creative and strategic he is.
Yeah, yeah. Now, is he going to look to cage up here? Is he going to look to protect the ball carrier?
He's going to have to.
He's going to have to, isn't he? Yeah.
He needs a screen.
Oh! Knuckle says no.
Wow, another set of double ones for Dynar. So far, Dynar has seen quad skulls and 2 sets of double ones in this match so far. And wow. I mean, and still in this game holding the ball at 0-0. That is already an achievement as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, yeah. Clearly, Dinar didn't sacrifice his firstborn to Knuckle prior to the game. That is such a mistake. It's unbelievable. The great thing about me is because I got 4 kids, I've got a bit of redundancy. Do you know what I mean? You know, they're all going to be... You know, the way I worship Knuckle, they're all going to be firstborn at some point. So, yeah... God bless you, Knuckle. Actually, that's a bit of an oxymoron, but we won't go there. Religion, eh? Well, what do I know? Right, this witch elf, Dodge Wrestle witch elf? No, Blodge witch elf, so...
Yep, that's the one he wanted to pick the ball up with. That was smart. So he used the wrestle one because he knew if he picked it up with the other one, then he'd be easier to bring down.
Yeah.
And another Dark Elf going to the sideline. And right now we've got three rats KO'd, 2 Dark Elves KO'd, and 1 injured, which the attrition right now is equal, but it really could swing when it comes to... oh, here we go. There's a dodge. Low down, Dirty Rat.
It's the big pal. He rolls the hard 6.
And this is looking like a touchdown. Low down Dirty Rat standing there looking at that. And Knuckle gets involved. Low down Dirty Rat bobbling the ball. And Rez is trying to figure out whether he wants to build the reroll, burn the reroll. But what is, I mean, to me, there's no choice to be made there. You need to pick that up. There's 3 elves, 4 elves in the area.
Yeah, he was just teasing us. That was auto reroll. That was, wasn't it? He was just playing with us.
He's scoring
like,
now.
Some of this, boys.
And Dirty Rat sees the goalposts and heads for him. And I think that Rez has strapped a little piece of cheese to the goalpost. And you know, Low Down Dirty Rat loves that incentive. A little Bruce Lee move here, and the Rats are up 1-0. And both Wizards have been burned, and the kickoff was received by the Dark Elves at the beginning of the match. So everything is pointing to advantage Brutus Blessed Vermin at this point, except that Dangerous Dynar here has the ball.
Dynar has got to strap on his knuckle dusters and start beating the crap out of these rats. He's got to start getting his attrition head on here and start dishing out some pain. He's got to channel his inner calcium and start laying the smackdown on these cheese nibblers. Otherwise, he's in a wide, wide world of trouble.
Absolutely. I mean, how often are elves in this position, right, where they're told, if you don't establish the numbers, you're screwed? Normally, it's the elves that are
getting elf-balled. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know, do you know what? If I was Dinar right now, I'd be thinking to myself, "Holy crap! How many ones have I rolled right now?" And I don't honestly know if I have the emotional strength or the coach skill to deal with it. I'd probably be melting down quicker than Reactor 4 at Chernobyl. You know what I'm saying? I would be having a meltdown. But you know, this is why Dinar's in the final, and I'm not. He's a better coach than me. So it'll be really interesting to see how he essentially recovers from this, because he's not in the driving seat right now.
Well, I'll tell you again. We talked about Dynar not getting rattled, and I mean, you know what? His new nickname right here is the Iceman. He is going to it doesn't bother him. It's gonna roll off his back, the pressure. He is cool as ice, man. The Iceman Dynar right now is gonna make this a game.
He can be my wingman anytime.
By the way, I want to give a shout out to Thunden77 in the chat. By the way, if you don't know Thunden, he is along with Preach. They are the hosts of MML Pro Talk podcast, rather. And Thunden has put out a bounty on iPet. Actually, he has offered a case of beer to any coach that kills iPet. He finds iPets to be disgusting furry creatures. I don't know how he could think that, because they're so damn lovable. I mean, just look how cute they are. But yeah, he has put out a bounty on that, so Dynar may be collecting some beer.
Yeah, but what do? They do nothing. It's like guinea pigs. They look cute, but the best thing about a guinea pig is put it on a stick. It's roast. Honestly, what do they do? You can't take a guinea pig or an iPad for a walk. So do you know what? I'm with Thunden on this one. Yeah, bounty up, baby, bounty up. And I just want to give a quick shout out to a Fumble alumni, whose name I recognise, Don Eagle. So how you doing, Don Eagle? I've played him a number of times on Fumble in the past. Probably upset him, because let's be fair, I upset most coaches I play at some point before we become mates. But
Don Eagle, also a member of the MML, and he plays in the PC crowd. He's also a Orca Cola co-admin, I think, as well. So shout out to Don.
I remember him being he's a solid guy. I remember him being a solid coach. Big shout out to him. It's nice to see some Fumble guys, that I know around that keep their sort of nicknames. Because we're all one community at the end of the day, aren't we? Although we're PC or PS4 or Fumble, we're all united in the love for this game. And it's really important that, you can have banter with different coaches and stuff, but it's important that we remember we're all here because of this wonderful game. In my humble opinion, one of the best games in the world ever.
Absolutely. And Berzo would also like to point out that a lot of us are here for death. Berzo in the crowd chanting, "We want death, we want death." And Thunden saying, "iPet death." And Harry Warthog yelling, "Kill something already." Harry absolutely, and I don't know if you're familiar with Harry, CC, but Harry is also an MML guy, a acclaimed announcer as well. This guy is awesome. I love to listen to Harry announce matches. Harry's favorite thing is to kill war dancers. He absolutely hates war dancers. And since you can't kill war dancers in this game because there are none, I think his next best thing would be a leaper. But the only leaper I see still on the field is iPet. So has Harry just joined the Kill the iPet campaign? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Do you know what? I like Harry already. If he's got a hard-on for killing war... What face creep? Takes one in the face!
Johansson with the Matrix backward roundhouse kick eliminates him. And, wow! The attrition is starting to set in. Oh, but Harry does point out he likes witch elves, though. He may hate the war dancers, but he likes the witch elves.
Wow, is it?
Is that another double one? Is that what?
No, it won a double one, I don't think, because he was dodging.
That was a 2 and a 1.
2-1. Yeah.
Wow, man, Nuffle just has it in for Dynar today. By the way, we haven't mentioned this today, but Dynar, we haven't mentioned this in the past. Dynar has made at least the semifinals every single season of the Champion Cup so far. So it's almost like he was due to win this one, but Nuffle is like, no, you are just doomed to perpetually be like the Philadelphia Eagles, constantly make the playoffs, never win the Super Bowl.
Do you know what we have in the UK? We're big snooker fans in the UK, and we have a similar analogy, and it's called the Jimmy White complex. This guy made 7 World Snooker Championship finals, and he lost all 7. He's too old and he's past it now. And, it's horrible when you get remembered for losing 7 World Championship finals, isn't it? And do you know what? Who knows? This could be the start of an awful label for Dinar, you know. And, yeah,
Then we'll be, instead of the Iceman, we'll be calling him the bridesmaid. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And I'll tell you what, Rez is intent on making him the bridesmaid today. The way these rats are bringing it to these dark elves.
Oh, do we have a foul coming up here? Do we?
NTB in the chat saying the most niche sporting reference award goes to Calcium Cast. And there's the foul coming. Oh, destroy, giving Packy. Wait, that wasn't destroy. That was Strima Squeech giving Sebi the Sobi set whatever set not going to play in this game anymore. The business, and the ref goes to blow his whistle, but he is taken aside by Rez, who pulls him aside, hands him a bag. I don't know what's in there. Is it Skaven cheese or is it money? We'll never know. But whatever he hands him, that ref decides to change his mind.
And I'd just like to say that anyone in the UK would have got my Jimmy White reference, because Snooker's massive in the UK.
Yeah, I was thinking when NTV said Snooki. I was like, Snooki? There's a Snooki sport? I mean, I knew she got around, but damn.
It is a really British game. You know what I mean? You know, it's no physical exertion whatsoever. I mean, to call it a sport is in the loosest term, but you know, we love it. We love it in the UK. You know, just as much as we love our fish and chips and our tea. You know, and our football hooliganism. So, yeah, we love it all.
Thunder is in the chat intimating that I may have pronounced it wrong. He probably... No, Thunder. Nietzsche is a philosopher, okay? I don't want to hear it. Thunder constantly asserts that it's pronounced Minotaur. You may agree with him, CCB, where you're from, but I will hang my hat on what I learned from our good pal Glowworm, who is a noted tabletop guy, PC guy, fumble guy. I think he plays in as well. Right. Now joined the MML, but he in one of his Anything But a One podcasts, he was talking about the Minotaur coming from King Minos. Right.
Minotaur, what are you on about?
It comes from King Minos. Do you pronounce it King Minos?
You're not talking American right now, are you? You're not talking American. You're talking English.
I'm talking touchdown, CC. Goingene ties it up. Backy running in, slitting his throat at the rats in the direction, in particular, of iPad. I think Backy wants to collect that bounty. Backy wants to drink some free beer at the expense of Thunden. Slice his throat over toward iPad, and we have a 1-1 tie, and Dinar is looking less like the bridesmaid and more like the Iceman. Some knockouts wake up.
The numbers are decreasing, aren't they? The numbers are decreasing in these teams.
Absolutely.
They're creeping down.
This is when the games get fun, right? Then you see the scores just start to happen really, really quickly. But yeah, the Dark Elves are actually again on the downside of the attrition. It's a bad day when the rats are beating you up. That is a bad day. I mean, the only thing I can say is Dinar still got a bribe in his pocket, so you know the fouling might continue.
So
I would also say that I think at this point,
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, SJ. They must have got the bribe from a kickoff result.
They did. They
didn't hire.
It was the last. It was the last kickoff.
Okay.
I didn't mention it. I was going to kind of cook up a cool story for it, but then it kind of just worked out that there's like what's the thing? Rez just had some Skaven cheese handy or something to bribe the ref, so I just went with it.
I missed that. I was too busy chatting, and I don't multitask well.
So many moving parts, and the chat is very active today and distracting. Might I say, distracting. Stop being interesting. So a lot of back and forth now. The Skaven are going to get the chance to one turn. By the way, masterful TD tie up because it was right on turn 8. So and again, Rez is very, very capable of one turning. We often call him Gorilla Rez because Rez will find a way to scrap through whatever kind of defense or obstacles you're putting before him. And honestly, Dinar does not have the numbers on the field right now to make this extra hard for Gorilla Rez. He's only able to basically put one tackle zone across this back line here. And will that be enough is the question.
I was just looking at iPad to see if he had sprint. He hasn't got sprint. So what are we looking at? 3 squares for a gut runner, 1 turner?
Yes.
2 squares?
Yeah, two.
2 squares.
And he's got sidestep too. He's got the sidestep ability. So
sidestep's massive, isn't it? It's absolutely massive here.
Here's the thing, man. I predict. I mean, this is. I just don't see iPet not scoring here. You know, it's 2 pushes, and then he doesn't even have to go through tackle zones, honestly, which is part of the reason why it really doesn't matter if Dinar has these tackle zones lined up or not, because he can just leap over it.
Yeah, those 3 Dark Elves on the line of scrimmage, none of them have guard either. So, you know, that makes Reznor's job a lot easier.
Wait.
The fact that he doesn't have to contend.
Wait. See, actually, now I'm changing my mind. This is not happening for one simple reason. Look who Dinar put on the line. All sidesteppers. You know, I've always thought this was a good idea. I've just never seen it done in practice. And this is smart as hell. You ain't chain pushing nobody.
See, this is why I hate elf ball. Honestly, sidestep, blodge, leap, strip ball. It's not real blood ball. Honestly, it's like, oh, look what I've got the ball. I've stolen the ball from you. Yeah, you've killed my team, but I've scored 5 touchdowns. Honestly, what the hell?
As NTB just pointed out as well, 2 of those 3 have diving tackle as well. So even if you somehow manage to, if Rez can manage 2 chain pushes with 3 sidesteppers, that would be super impressive to begin with. Even if he gets that far, though, how the hell are you going to get iPet away from the diving? Then you got to make iPet's Agi 5, so that's still only that's a 67% dodge away from a diving tackler.
Yeah.
But this is as hard as you can get.
Anyway.
I mean, isn't this amazing at this level? Like you said, it's like, this is different. This is next level, right? You got the guy who has the Agi 5 and the leap to go with his 9 movement and the sidestep, which is basically, against most teams, almost a guaranteed 1-turner, right? I mean, he has the ground to cover. He can go over if you stack the tackle zones, or he can go through it with his Agi 5 and his inherent dodge built ability if he needs to. And you're like, well, how do you counter that? Like, oh, well, I can counter it by putting my 3 sidesteppers with diving tackle on the line, and now that guy will never get his 2 pushes. Insane.
And another reason why Dinar is in the final, and I'm not, is because 3 sidesteppers on the line of scrimmage. I hate him. I don't really hate him, but you know what I'm saying? There's a reason why he's here now, and he's just demonstrated that again, because that's a great 1-turn defense. It doesn't get better than that, does it?
No.
You know, the Skaven would need 2 grabbers to deal with that, and there's no way a Skaven team worth their salt would waste 2 skill choices on grab.
Yeah, especially because it's a doubles roll for most of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you'd have to put it on your Storm Vermin.
So, do you know what? Beers 1-3-1-3 is put in the chat. You know, piss over the line of scrimmage and kill him.
Dinar, CC, I'm sorry. We've managed to get
He's
1 push. He's managed to get 1 push. This is insane. I don't think that diving tackle stacks, by the way, right?
I know. I don't believe it does. It's only one diving tackle. So
I got news for you, CC. I think this is happening. This is going down.
He can do it. Surely he's got a hand up. He's going to have to use the thrower. Because he's going to have to get 3 Skaven around that dark elf. 2 more Skaven around that dark elf now, isn't he? 3 actually. He's got 3 more tackle zones to cover before it. You know, in the
this can happen though.
So, wow, this would be amazing.
So there you go. There's the thrower you talked about.
Yep. So he's going to have to throw.
Insane with no rerolls. But he's got the built-in rerolls on these guys.
So now he's looking at a handoff.
Oh, at least on the thrower, yeah.
Oh!
Failed dodge. Oh, he did have a reroll. My bad. I was looking at the bribe. And that'll do it. Man, what an attempt, though. Rez, that was super impressive. My respect for Reznor as a coach continues to grow every day. Every time I see him play, he just keeps getting better and better. And he's a guy that I've known since like season 3 of the MML. So now for like about a year now, I've been watching him play when he and I were both a lot more green. And I always thought Rez was a good coach. You know, He was a good coach. He's creative. He had solid ideas. And it's weird because you don't notice, when you play alongside somebody so much, it's almost like watching somebody grow, right? They're getting like a kid, like you see him every day and he's getting taller and taller and taller, but you don't notice because of the increments. And then one day you turn around and you're like, you've gone from a good coach to a great coach.
Yeah.
It was very, very impressive from both sides. I mean, the defense was great. The offense was great on that one. This is a joy of a game to watch. These guys really do deserve to be here in the grand finals.
Absolutely, absolutely. They are amazing coaches. They're a credit to the PS4. I firmly believe that these guys would do exceptionally well in the PC. They can stand up against any coach, and you've got some insanely good coaches on there. But these guys would give any coach on the planet a really good run for their money.
Absolutely. And, yeah, more shots. As long as I'm the big spoon, I don't mind cuddling with Rez. Plus, he's got that whole iPad thing going on. It's just so cuddly. It just feels right.
And I think I'm right in saying that these guys are on the top page of Season 4 Cladder as well.
That does not surprise me.
Right up there.
Does not surprise me.
They're right up there. It is a little bit of usual suspects up there as well. So,
and the chat is in favor of the cuddling. Yes, cuddling. And who better to cuddle with than iPad? Thunden agrees. iPads are great cuddle buddies. Every kid should have an iPad growing up. They're furry. I mean, to me, it's pretty much like iPad and Curious George neck and neck. That's how cute iPad is.
I got a bit of a thing for the postman because I just think the postman always delivers is a fantastic line. Honestly, I've got real time for that.
That's the brainchild of Bernie Buffon.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm missing Bernie a little bit today, so big shout out to Bernie, my UK broski. We are so going to catch up for a pint or two in the near future. I can't wait for that. That'll be amazing.
I thought he was all set to join us. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
real life getting in the way.
He sent a message saying that he had a lot on sort of real life, and shit happens, doesn't it? So sometimes you just can't odds it.
Thunder doesn't know what Curious George is. Are you familiar? Do you know Curious George? Do they not have that in the UK?
No, I have no idea what you're on about. I know Curious George as much as you know snooker.
Yeah, I heard. You know what? Actually, I had heard of snooker before because it was like one of the games that they talked about in a Trivial Pursuit question at one point. That's where I've seen it come up. It's like billiards, right? But with a red ball.
Yeah, it's billiards with colour balls, 6 colour balls, 15 reds. Hey, you get £250,000 for winning the World Championship, so it's they're not playing around, these boys.
Yeah.
So, although I think that's like a day's salary for a baseball player or an American footballer and stuff now, isn't it? It's just insane.
I would, I personally would, snooker seems like a cool game. I'm kind of like, because I feel like some part of me feels like pool is racist. So or billiards or pool is a little racist. So I don't want to. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that.
Not even going there.
Have you ever heard that Chris Rock rant where he's like, he says, think about this concept. You got the one white ball and it's knocking around all the other colored balls off the table, finishing with the big black ball. That's when you win. When you put the black ball in a hole.
You may have a point. You may be slightly overthinking it a little bit, but you may have a point. Yeah?
He was like, I prefer bowling instead, where the big, black, majestic ball knocks over all those white redneck pins.
Actually, a little known fact. Now, here's a little bit of about me in real life. I actually 10-pin bowled semi-professionally. I bowled in the British and French and Welsh Open. I used to bowl a 230 average.
Damn, that's nice.
Yeah.
So you got that little, do you got that little kick, the back swing kick?
I used to hook the ball. I had a custom-made fingertip ball. I had the glove. I had the shiny shoes. I looked like a right plank. But
you're a regular Roy Munson, huh?
Yeah, I used to love it. But
do you know who Munson is?
You know
who Roy Munson is?
I think I do.
Kingpin?
Yeah, it's a TV show, isn't it?
Kingpin, the movie. You got to watch
Yes,
that.
yes. Oh, yeah, well, obviously, yeah, a lot more hair.
Yeah. There's a KO, by the way. Resvold is going to be stunned.
Wow. Wow.
I guess, you know, you never see that. You don't see an Apo being used on just a lineman like that. I guess Dynar's thinking, if I lose one more guy, this game's going downhill. I just can't afford to do it. My issue with that is just that you've still got two Mighty Blow Storm Vermin on the pitch. So,
Yeah,
I mean, that's probably going to happen again. And next time to a dude that really matters.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm a bit of a fan of that, to be honest, because it's the second half now. Now, the Skaven are probably going to look to stall as much as possible before scoring. So, Dinar, if he starts to lose the attrition battle, especially against Skaven, if he goes 2 or 3 men down, then the Skaven are going to have their way. So, I'm actually a fan of that move. Yeah, do you know what? It is balls to the wall Blood Bowl. He's given himself no room for maneuver now. You know, a couple of players off and he's in deep shit. But yeah, I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little early for me. Turn 9, I could see again. I understand why he did it.
Yeah.
And by the way, for those of you watching that are wondering why, and you know, a lot of this chat is very. The people I'm seeing in here are very veteran and very savvy, so they're probably not wondering this. But in case there is somebody wondering why you would use your apothecary on a guy who's just badly hurt, is because actually this is the game. Since this is a knockout tournament, these are the finals, and basically there is no place. These teams are not going to continue to play in any major format after this, as far as any kind of current plan stand. So. You know, you don't really, whether or not a guy permanently is gone or gets a stat down or dies, doesn't matter. It only really matters at this point, does he get to keep playing in this game? So basically, for all intents and purposes, a badly hurt is the same as a death, because you're not going to see the guy again after this. You know, the tournament's done, and these teams have nowhere to go. So he's just worried about, that's why you save your Appos in this format for turning a badly hurt into, or a KO into a stun, rather. Or a badly hurt into...
This is no time for careful TV management. This is no time for protecting your men's. This is time where you put it all out there and you go out on your shield. If you're going to lose, then you will sacrifice every last player to the noble cause of trying not to lose. So, yeah, this is no time. This is no time for keeping your Apo back. So, yeah, you know, I understand why he's done that. And do you know what? We'll only find out whether he's right or wrong in a few turns' time.
Now, the chat is wondering, is ReznorRulesYou stalling? It's not something that you normally see any Rez team do. I doubt it. I mean, maybe he may just be establishing his... You know, the other thing he may be doing, though, honestly, see, he may just be sitting him back there and telling, he knows he's got the numbers, right? So he's sitting back there and he's forcing Dynar to move up. You know, he's like, okay,
I look at this. Yeah, you're right. I look at this very simply. He's got, so right now, Reznor's got the ball. He's got equal numbers, if not a numbers advantage. I can't be asked to count them all right now. But he's in the driving seat here. Oh, and it's an armor break. Oh, and what were you saying, SJ? You were bang on.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is the guy I'd rather not lose than the unskilled lineman, right? That's his guard. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now he's down to 8. And now this is a rock and a hard place for Dynar, right? Because you don't want to just give the Rats a score. You don't want to do that. But if you run downfield, that's pretty much what you're doing, right? And then Rez is saying, okay, that's cool. So you can just sit there, and I'll take my final strike and score. And if I don't make it, we're going to overtime. So this is actually one of the few times you might see Brutas Bless or any ReznorRulesYou coach team decide to stall. I mean, but it makes perfect sense.
You basically, what Dynar's Dark Elves are going to have to try and do now is outposition the fastest team in Blood Bowl with a player disadvantage. And that is, against a coach like Reznor, who, unless his brain implodes or Nuffle decides to give every last dice that he rolls a 1, I just can't see him, ballsing it up from this point. If it was a coach of my standing, yeah, do you know what? I quite often snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. But I just, you know, I'm a class act at that, I tell you. You know, just when you think you're going to win, yeah, I'll find a way to bollocks it up.
That's awesome.
But you can't see Reznor doing that, and yeah, he's playing exactly the right way right now. Yeah, Dinar's in a wide world of trouble here.
The only way this could backfire is if Dinar says, you know what, that's cool. I'm just going to sit here and start removing players, and successfully does it. He hasn't been able to do it like that so far, but...
Yeah, absolutely. He needs to remove rats right now. He needs to hurt rats. I would humbly suggest he probably even needs to foul. You know, he's going to have to take some risks here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not breaking armor 7.
Yeah.
You know, the rat's armor 7 is holding. Yeah. You know, when I say foul, you can't foul rookie Lino. You just can't do it.
No.
You know, even I wouldn't foul. Even I wouldn't foul that rookie Lino. You know, so that tells you everything you need to know about.
Wait. I will say this though. I will say this. One small caveat: there is a bribe on the table. Dinar has a bribe, and you do need attrition down. Yeah, and only because I still don't like to waste my bribe on the rookie Linos. I agree with you. Normally, I don't like to, but you know, wow, this is just. And the rats are like, you know what? I'm gonna give it right back to you. You want to do that? We'll take one of yours out.
Do you know what? The wind is behind the sail of the rats right now. They're loving this. They're you know, the hairs on the back of their necks are standing up. You know, they can smell the cheese.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And Rez looks like he has strapped another piece of cheese to this goalpost back here, and you know, as an incentive to whoever gets to run back there and grab that cheese. And now
Berzo's just put in chat, you would foul your granny if she was laid in front of you near a ball cast. And yeah, do you know what? You're probably right, mate. You know.
That's in real life. CC sees his grandmother slip and fall, and she's like, help me up. He comes over, sorry, granny. Gots to stamp. Stamp life. Hashtag stamp life. Wow, and this is not, I mean, like, the only, again, I think Dinar's only real hope for his plan at that point was every turn a removal, right? That's what he needs to do. Every turn at midfield, yeah, and it's worth, at this point, normally I wouldn't burn what this is known as a vanity reroll, but you get a shot at one of these gutter runners, you take it, and, you know, it's still just not, that armor is holding up.
Yeah, do you know what? That term, vanity reroll, I got a massive problem with that term. I really have, because it's generally used by, you know, your sort of pro Twitch squad that seem to have this sense of entitlement that, you know, the opponent should only re-roll when they want them to and all that. So I have a little bit of that was there. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, vanity re-roll. Normally it would probably be described as such, but he had to re-roll that because, as you quite rightly said,
in this case.
Before,
but again, see, I think it's a colloquial term. It's not meant to necessarily. This term, I understand what they're saying. It's you know, when you come into Blood Bowl, there are certain rules that if you don't know what you're doing, don't break these rules. You know, like one of the rules I've seen, like Sage on a stream advise. He's like, you know what? And you don't have the kick skill. Kick it right down the center. This is the rule. Don't do it different. Kick down the center until you know what you're doing. When you know what you're doing, then you break the rules. Break them all the time. You know what I mean? But don't just kick it out of the center because it looks like the fun thing to do. You know, unless you really don't care about winning the game. So I think that's what it means. Like vanity reroll saying, I really wanted to knock this player down. I was unable to, so I'm just going to spend the reroll out of frustration or because I really just want to knock him down. But if you got a strategy for it, by all means, screw conventional wisdom. You know what I mean? Conventional wisdom is all great until Nuffle gets involved.
Yeah, and how many of us start to play this game because we're attracted by the blood and the, you know, the American football sort of, you know, obvious references, but we're attracted because, oh, you know, there's random events and players die. And as you become an experienced coach, you start worrying about dice probability. You start worrying about positioning. You start doubling down defense. You start elf screening. You know, you start protecting against crowd surfs. And it's almost a shame because quite often that love of the game, that pure love of the game, you know, bad dice roll and all, you become jaded to it, you know, and I think that's a bit of a shame. But I've tried to maintain a little bit of, you know, the initial love for the game. I would go back to 2nd edition tomorrow, where assassins would kill your players before you even step foot on the pitch. You know, I thought that was amazing. I would go back to 3rd or 4th edition, where Dirty Player was +2 on foul and an injury. I think that was a massive mistake, cutting the effectiveness of Dirty Player, especially in the face of piling on. Obviously, piling on is essentially a dead skill now. You know, but it'll be interesting to see whether Blood Bowl 2 actually adapts the modified piling on skill. I don't know if there's any word on the street or anything, SJ, that you've heard about that.
No, I haven't heard anything yet. But I do want to comment on one of the points that you made that really rings true with me, and this is really tough to do. But I try to keep telling myself to remember, you know, if I want a game where it's based on pure like skill, that's it, just no variables, pure skill and nothing else. I don't have to deal with unexpected things. I want to be able to, like, everything is constant and it's just my moves versus the my opponent's move. Play chess. Right? It's very much like this. Yeah. Play chess. And I'd be playing chess if that was the case. One of the things I love about Blood Bowl that I think is great and is much harder than chess to deal with in that way is that you don't know. I mean, you could set up the perfect strategy and it gets ruined by a dice roll, and then you have to readjust. And that's what makes this game great. And all that being said, I love that about the game until the dice screw me over, and then I'm like, I hate this game. This is the worst game in the world. Screw this game. I'm going to go play The Division or Uncharted or something because I need a break.
Yeah. How about this? I played two nights ago. My Season 4 Cladder Chaos team that are relatively well built. Drew Wood Elves, minus 300 TV, so these Wood Elves were 1400. They destroyed me. They ripped 2 of my players, permed 3 others, 34 armor breaks, 8 KOs, 3 perms, 2 deaths. They tore me apart. And do you know what? The guy afterwards, he private messaged me going, ha ha ha, blah, 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 blah. And I said, fair play, mate. I sent him a message back saying, fair play, mate. You tore me a new one there. Loved it. And he was like, oh, really, really sorry for having a go, mate. I thought you was going to be really queer. Why? That's why I played Blood Bowl, for Christ's sake. You know, so don't get me wrong. That's
awesome. That's awesome.
But it happens. And, do you know what? You're so right. You know, if you want a game where you can control all aspects of the probability, then you're playing the wrong frigging game.
Yeah. And, this is smart right here by Johansson.
Yeah.
Wrestle him down.
So I like the pressure he's applying right now. You know, running a player up deep. He's not letting Reznor have entirely his own way. Sitting back. You know, he's got to foul this gutter runner. He's got to foul him with a bribe. This has got to be a foul. Yeah. Although he's
sacrificing some positioning to do it, but worth it.
Absolutely.
# worth it.
Yeah.
And it works, but it's a stunt. Man, just like the armor breaks haven't really been, the injury rolls haven't been coming for the Dark Elves. The armor breaks haven't come. I mean, you know, and this is where, this is a perfect example where if you're going to have a bad dice game, all right, it happens. I told you this happened to Bernie last week, right? It is really easy, not easy, right? It's not easy. Rez has had some good dice rolls this entire game, and yet this game has not been easy because he's been against a quality opponent. And we've seen Rez showcase his skill, and he's going to deserve every bit of this win if he comes out on top. That being said, Dynar has been getting perpetually just screwed by these dice, right? He is still fighting hard the entire way. To me, that is the mark of a great coach. When Nuffle screws you, right, and you're able to still make, you know, wine out of water. You know, that is the guy to me that everybody should look up to and go, that's a great Blood Bowl coach. He got screwed by the dice and he still managed to fight his way out of that. That's amazing. And that's why when I see, you know, we've talked about this in the past, but when I see a streamer, you know, cut a video off because he doesn't feel like dealing with, I don't got time for this, I'm getting screwed by the dice, so I'm just going to cut off my video and concede. You know what I mean? You know, I don't care about that. I don't care about watching a streamer do well. I care about watching a streamer deal with a crappy situation. So I could say, you know, hey, when I saw that when I saw that guy get screwed by the dice and still manage to, work a tie out of it, or, manage to scrap together a win or something like that, that's the guy I want to watch. I want to learn from that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the essence of Blood Bowl, the essence of what makes a good coach. There's a guy streaming at the moment called Zigny. He's got like this really wispy beard, and he's a really nice bloke. And without being disrespectful to him, he's not a good Blood Bowl coach by any stretch of the imagination. And when bad things happen, he's just like, it happens. He just takes it so well. Whereas the Jimmy Fanton, and you know how much I love Jimmy. Jimmy's my bro. I've got a lot of time for him. But fuck me, does he whinge sometimes, And sometimes I'm like, Jimmy, get over yourself, mate. You've rolled a bunch of ones. Lupak's the same. Lupak, they seem to have this sense of entitlement that because they believe they're a superior coach, they should have superior dice. I'm sorry, Blood Bowl doesn't work that way, and I'm thankful that Blood Bowl doesn't work that way because inferior coaches like me get a sniff.
I think it comes down to, hey, I've been around the block enough and I know the probabilities. So, since I have calculated the probabilities appropriately, they should work in my favor, right? But, guess what? They're just probabilities, like predicting the weather. And, it doesn't mean it's going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. So that's what I want to see. I want to see the guys that, like Dinar right here, who are getting, for all intents and purposes, screwed by these dice and still manage to, to do great things. And now, by the way, Rez has set himself up for... Yeah. That's so
a wonderful
smart
counter. That is a beautiful counter to, the pressure that Dinar was applying. So now he's counter-pressured. And, there's no way that Dinar's going to easily get the ball from the ball carrier here. So now he's got basically a two-pronged attack against him. He's gonna have to think about trying to get the ball to close down the ball carrier. But now he's also got a gutter runner that's a long way away, wide out in the open. Yeah, he's in big trouble here. And let's be honest, Dinar's dice have been awful this game. Reznor's dice haven't been brilliant. They've been good. He hasn't rolled a bucket of ones at crucial times, but they haven't been amazing. I can't sit here and say they've been mind-blowing dice. They haven't blown me away. So, Reznor's just done his thing, and credit to both coaches. I think we got the final that this season deserved, to be honest. And don't get me wrong, I would of course have loved to have been in the final. But I came up short against Dinar in the semi-final. But these coaches both deserve to be here, and as I've said before, and I'll say again, I'm just glad to have been a part of this season and got involved and become a part of the community, because this community rocks. And if anyone thinks about, should I join the PS4 community? Is it as big as the PC community? Trust me when I say that it is friggin' amazing. Okay, I've made some really good friends in the last few weeks being part of this, and long may it continue.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're not as big as the PC community, but I think the sense of camaraderie here is definitely existing, and people care about this game. But yeah, glad to have you here with us, CC. By the way, back really quickly, time to mention that this is top level coaching again. The Rat team, right? Rez has, as you said, he's split this. He's put pressure on Dinar. He is forcing Dinar to choose: do I defend against these various scoring options, or do I attack this ball? This is a one tackle zone standing in front of the ball, a dodge into one tackle zone to hit this ball carrier. So it's almost like Rez is goading him, like he is like challenging Dinar to step in there and do something. And here's the thing, right? These are diving tackle sidesteppers around. So not only can B. Skatum jump in here and get a one-die block on Useless, he's getting rid of him or getting away from him is going to be a serious challenge.
Yeah, it's one thing breaking the cage, stripping the ball carrier. Bearing in mind the ball carriers, I don't know if he's got stripped ball with any of his players, but it's another thing
like
then recovering the... No, he's not. He's opted against it, and I can't blame him for that.
And there you go. Okay, so he's putting a sidestep, so he's going to apply the pressure. This is smart. There is one gutter runner around with tackle. Wow, this is smart. I probably would have tried to blitz that. I probably would have tried to one-die blitz.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. Now, with the dive and tackle, so with Bo, I would have tackle zoned the gutter runner and the ball carrier up. Bearing in mind he's got sidestep, so you know he's blodge, sidestep, dive, and tackle. He's allowing Reznor now to just hand off to the gutter runner, and the gutter runner's away. So I'm actually not a fan of that. I actually think that's a slight mistake that's been made by Dina right now.
That is a mistake. He didn't cover that gutter runner. You know, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That's a good call. That's it. I mean, that's a touchdown. And you know what, though? That might be on purpose. Actually, that might be on purpose, now that I'm thinking about it. Donner may have realized that this is probably happening, whether I like it or not. So he's leaving him kind of one option. Because if Fink doesn't get this ball to iPad, I don't know, man. Because he can't. No, that can't be on purpose. Because iPad is not reachable necessarily to anybody else. No, I think you're going to see this get handed off, just like you said.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to the other side of the pitch. Yeah. Was it a mistake, or was he trying to push him a certain way?
We need to focus on this play, really, because this is a really pivotal play. But it looks like it's not kicking off in the chat, is it?
There's an issue out there.
I'll have words with them. Yeah, Blood Bowl dead? Nah, do you know what? You come and talk to Calcium if you think Blood Bowl's dead, baby.
Well, we can touch on that later, but I'd rather focus. This is a crucial play right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely right. So he's handed off. Do you know what? I can't blame Dinar for making that mistake because he's been up against it this whole half. And, you know, when you're up against it, when you're struggling to defend, you're going to make mistakes, son. When you're under pressure, that's when mistakes happen. So, but, yeah, see that gutter runner now. He's going to close down. Oh, he's oof.
Yeah, I think you had to take a shot at the ball. I think you had to take a shot at the ball when you had it.
Yeah, I think both Skatum, the diving tackle, sidestep, Dark Elf, really should have tackle zoned both those players up. It would have given Reznor a lot more to think about.
That's what I thought would happen. Rat Fink passes to iPad, and getting iPad, good luck.
Does he score or does he stall?
No, he's going to stall. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's going to sit back there and stall. And is he even... Can there be a one-die blitz?
Yeah, I think that... Oh.
No, it's a two-die blitz. I mean, rather. Back he can get to him.
The postman's got dive and tackle. So Backer isn't skirting across the postman's tackle zone. So I don't think he's got the movement.
I mean, it's a 50% dodge.
He hasn't got.
Now it's more. Well, no, not necessarily. Now this is because he's a sidestepper.
Why did he blitz him? Why didn't he just mark him up? Oh wow!
This is a 50% dodge now, and then that's a free hit, and it's 83%. Wow!
And it's a tackle blitzer as well. Do you know what? A 50% dodge.
I think Rez was thinking, I'm just going to eliminate this threat now. Rez is kind of like not one of those guys that waits for somebody else's dice to fail. He'd rather be the guy controlling whether or not there's a fail. He'd be the guy that, wow.
Well, to be fair, SJ, we've spent the whole game waiting for one of these guys to make a mistake, and they seem to have both made a mistake in one turn. So, that's not too bad, is it? And
even then, I don't know if it's a mistake or if it's just like I know this is like, is it the choice out of a bunch of bad situations? It's not like they had a lot of great stuff to choose from. Rez put him in a bad situation. He couldn't cover all three gutter runners. The handoff was available to one of two gutter runners. He could only cover two of them, and he did. Two of them and the ball carrier. So I don't know. This is tough.
Yeah. But as it happens, we still have potentially a game on. Dinar is a slim shout, but Dinar's got a shout right now. All the apples are on this play here. This is for all the apples in the cart, baby. This is
smart
for
though, right here. Look,
the championship.
He's putting enough elves down the field. Right, he's not just going for it, so that if he doesn't score this turn, Rez is going to have to score next. And 2 turns for a Dark Elf team is still a decent amount for them to tie this up. Yeah.
But
this is a 50% dodge coming with a reroll.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? I fancy this. I fancy that blitzer to get out, tackle that gutter runner. The ball could go anywhere. The ball, it'll be interesting to see whether if he gets tackled, whether Reznor will sidestep the ball carrier into the pitch to avoid the crowd scatter or not. It'll be interesting.
Here it comes.
He's got this gut.
Successful dodge. Diving tackle matters not. And here comes the boom. Successful. iPet knocked to the ground. Stunned. The ball is loose.
That is huge.
Wow.
Huge.
And this is another argument in favor of hashtag just score. Wow.
Absolutely. I expected him to score. I thought it was a stall too much. So, you know.
You did ask the question. To me, I thought, he's doing what he should do. But
yeah.
I think he really hurt himself. I think Rez got greedy with the extra blitz. This could have been a different story if he had just not blitzed. The sidestepper.
If he just put that gutter runner in the way of that blitzer, this game would be over. This game would be done. You know. So yeah, that was a huge mistake. Maybe he just had a rush of blood to the head or to some other part of his anatomy, and he thought, do you know what? As you said, SJ, I'm gonna blitz this guy. I'm gonna punish it. I'm gonna put this game to bed right now. Game over, baby. And now, you know, I'm looking at the turn clock. So the Dark Elves still have 2 turns. Dark Elves can score from here in 2 turns.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, Ratfink, he's only agility 4, so he's looking at 67% dodge, 67% pickup, and then 2 more 67% dodges. That's not good odds, is it? You know.
Wait. Oh,
wow.
Oh, I see. It is a bad. You know what? I actually like it. I like it. I'm gonna go on record. I'm gonna say I like it. Here's why, CC. You leave that there. Ratfink is picking that ball up and running it into the end zone. I mean, chances are that's what's happening. So Dino said, you know what? Screw it. Oh, it's a sidestepper. I didn't realize it's a sidestepper. That's why.
Do you know what? I'm ready. Oh, look at that. Oh,
no, that was the right move.
I fancy it.
It's a sidestep. You're surfing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, to go for it. Do you know what? I would have been tempted just to leave him there, but he had a re-roll anyway. So picking up the ball, securing the ball, it's really. I'm just looking. So basically,
no, you have to, because Ratfink will pick that up and snatch it and run right into. They do gutter runnery things. You don't want to give gutter runners the chance to do gutter runnery things.
Yeah. So now it's all on low down dirty rat. Low down dirty rat. Dauntless wrestle. This game is coming down to whether low down dirty rat can blitz the blitzer Backy and use his wrestle. I would imagine if the Dark Elves... Oh, the Dark Elves got diving tackle on that other gutter runner, so he won't be dodging out for an assist. Oh,
no, he's in trouble.
I think
he is in trouble.
I think the Storm Vermin could make it with a go for it.
I mean...
Yeah, with a go for it.
Low down dirty rat can mark him up, and Ratfink can blitz him, or the other way around. Ratfink can mark him up. Low down dirty rat. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Here he goes. He's gonna mark him up. Low down dirty rat's gonna come in. He's a wrestler.
I would have used the go for it and marked him up with the Storm Vermin, because then that gutter runner, Ratfink, could have secured the ball and scored.
I think he's gonna score with low down dirty rat. Maybe. I think he has the movement for it.
Yeah. That's what he's looking to do.
No, that's not gonna help. Oh, yeah, it is. He's still within scoring range.
He's still within scoring range, so I think it's going to be a go for it or two. So, big shout out to Jimmy Fantastic in chat. How you doing, my brother?
Oh, there we go. You just mentioned him before. So if you say his name 3 times in the mirror, he appears.
No, and he haunts you in your sleep and kills you and shit. Yeah. No, I love Jimmy. Although he served me a little bit a couple of days ago.
Oh wait, this is interesting.
What is he doing?
Okay, this is Rezi. This is Rez type stuff right here. Gorilla Rez showing you how it's done. You think you got it figured out? No, this is how you do it. We're gonna pass it into the end zone, because we prefer it this way. The postman always delivers. And low down dirty rat showing off his Bruce Lee moves.
Fantastic. I can't quite believe he'd done that, to be honest.
That's like almost showboating.
As opposed to 2.
I think he still had the movement to get into the end zone, right?
Yeah, he did. He did.
To be fair, it may have worked out similar.
Farming right now. I don't think he's SPP farming.
I think it would have been right. I think it would have been maybe close to the same amount of die rolls, right? I think it was an 83% dodge to get out. The pickup is 83%, and then the pass 2 more 83%. So that's 4 83% rolls, as opposed to duck back, pick it up 83%, 2 go for it's 83%. So I think it may be 1 more 83%.
Yeah, I must admit I didn't have my probability calculator open on my computer because
Rez is in the chat. He's saying he didn't have the range. He didn't have the range after this guy.
All right, that's fine. If you use a probability calculator, then yeah, that's all power to you. Do you know what I mean? This great tool, but you're also a bit of a beardy twat. All right, let's get it. Let's be fair, right? You know, I know the approximate probability of failing or succeeding a roll. Yeah, if you use a probability calculator, then yeah, do you know what? All power to you, but you probably deserve a kick in the nuts. Okay?
And you know what? Again, probabilities are only worth that. They're just predictions. They're unsure. They're not.
Yeah.
You know.
Probability is great until you get quad skull shoved up your ass.
Yeah,
exactly. Then see how your probability is doing.
Yeah. Unless your probability says 100%, then it's anything could happen. So.
That's how I like to foul, 100%.
Oh, me too. If I get the opportunity, I will do that. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, but often when I, take the time to get together something like a 97% foul, that's the time I'll get like the double ones.
Yeah, that's when Snake Plissken visits you and says, "Here's a couple of ones, baby." Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? 100% fouling against Norse. Yeah, I admire anyone that plays Norse because you need you need balls as big as what those are. Honestly, those guys in those tiny speedos. Every time I get drawn against Norse, I'm like, oh, it's chaos party time. Honestly, it's as close to auto win as I'm ever going to get in Blood Bowl whenever I draw Norse, and I don't care what TV they are. I'm going to inflict some pain, but yeah. So back to this game. Dinar. Where he's got 2 turns.
2 turns, man. This is not over by a long shot.
Yeah.
And so while this is happening, the Dark Elf crowd, this is their home stadium. They go nuts. They rush the field, and then the Skaven fans rush the field. They're attacking each other, and by the time the refs pull them apart, the refs are sick of it, and they said, you know what? We're going to extend play because of all of this, field damage that has been done. So we've got 3 turns for the Dark Elves, 2 for the Rats, and this is looking more like an epic overtime battle.
Do you actually think the Dark Elves have finally realized just how much trouble they're in, and they're starting to wake up? That Witch Elf said, do you know what? Johansson basically said, I'm going to have to start showing the rest of the team how to do some smackdown here.
Hell yeah.
She's just laid out one of the Rats. And the Rat, Reznor right now is like, whoa, hang on a minute. The game had seconds to go. What are you talking about? It's like a Manchester United play. They reached the 90 minutes, and this is a soccer reference for all you American guys that think that American football is the best game in the world. What the fuck are you on about? But anyway, I won't go there. Okay? So, Manchester United, every referee in the world knows that you have to give Manchester United at least 7 minutes extra time because Manchester United are assholes. But anyway, that's a football reference. So basically the referee has said, you know what, let's give the Dark Elves some more time here, baby.
CC, the real way to spell football is F-U-T-B-O-L.
What, foosball? Honestly, I think about when
I said F-U-T, F-U-T, F-U-T-B-O-L.
Yeah,
that's the South American in me speaking up.
I just think of Waterboy with Adam Sandler going, you can do it, and that guy going, you can do it, I play football, that's how I see him. No, I love American football.
I love American football too. I actually played it in college for 2 years.
I actually briefly played it at school, but that was without any body armor or anything. That was just 2 groups of lads beating the shit out of each other. So it was good fun.
It's an amazingly fun game. It also builds a lot of camaraderie. There's a lot of thought that goes, oh, wait, the double skulls are back. Wow. The double skulls are back. Just when you thought when we were thinking about this, like, the Dark Elves have overcome a lot of bad dice in the first half. The bad dice are back. Nuffle says, you know what? Donna, you're such a good Blood Bowl coach. You are such a good Blood Bowl. I'm going to test you even more. I'm gonna raise the complexity of the tests. You know how they always say. They say Nuffle doesn't give you more than you can handle.
Oh, I think Nuffle's dished out quite a lot to Dinar this game. That is the 4th set of double skulls that we've seen for Dinar. And bearing in mind, on turn 1, one of his first blitz, he hit quads, you know. And so really, Nuffle has properly kicked Dinar in the balls here. And Dinar would have every right to feel a little bit hard done by. But, you know, he's still in a position where he's a threat. Testament to his skill. Absolutely.
You know, when games like this happen to me, again, like I was saying, I keep just trying to think, hey, this is another opportunity. This is just an opportunity for me to showcase that I can handle bad dice and overcome them through good coaching. And then when it happens to you enough times, you're like, Nuffle, I wish I would stop getting tested. I wish I would just have an easy game.
Yeah.
And that's where he's got to be right now.
Nicely, yeah. Yeah, you put it really nicely. Most of us think, for fuck's sake, Nuffle, give me a break, will ya? What the hell?
I try to think. But, it's nice in theory. But I may have been guilty of yelling at my screen a few times, which is part of the reason I don't like to mic up.
It's an emotional game, isn't it? It's an emotional game, you know. It brings out the best and the worst in all of us, you know, and it brought out the worst in me for 7 years in Fumble, and I'm still paying a price for that there now. So, but, you know, hey, such is life.
Yeah, like Jimmy's saying, one game, just one freaking game. You know, if it wouldn't be so bad if I had a run of 5 games where I'm like, my luck has been great. I loved everything went just the way I wanted. Probabilities, everything that was supposed to happen happened with the probabilities, but no, it's never like that. But of course, you know, keep in mind, 16 turns of throwing the dice probably around 10 times at least every turn, right? Stuff's not going to go. I mean, if everything did go right, you know, that's the day to go hit the casino. Start playing roulette.
Absolutely. Yesterday, I had a rough-ass day yesterday. I had an 18-game unbeaten Chaos team on the PC. They were 12-5-0. And, you know, to do that with low TV Chaos takes some doing. And I didn't snipe Jimmy in any way, shape, or form, but I run into Jimmy. I was actually focusing on Lupak's stream, and Jimmy got some good dice against me, but he turned me over. His team was better built than mine. And,
really quickly, sorry, Kaz, which is turn 16, and Dinar has managed to maneuver his way back up that sideline. Here's the dangerous part, though. I thought he was going to foul Ratfink. I think he probably meant to, and then realized, oh, wait, I don't have anybody that's really expendable. I think he may have used Fossum first. But he let him get back up, or I don't know if he's daring him. He's saying, you know what, screw it. You can take that red die block. But what it has done...
Do you elf screen now? Right, so SJ, do you elf screen now? You've got to elf screen, haven't you? You've got to try and defend against this touchdown with an elf screen?
That's one build. Yeah, that's one possibility. What I'm thinking about, and by the way, for you guys that don't know what he means, he's talking about putting columns here, right here, and here, or maybe separating them by one space. You put a column here. I'll give my Madden voice, and then a space here, and then a space here. So you make these possibilities tougher. Which it looks like what Rez is kind of setting up a hybrid of this, because I do believe in my heart that there's going to be an attack on this ball carrier. What has happened?
Well, he's put that.
No, there's not. No, you're right. He just screwed
in the wrong position.
No, you're right. There's not going to be an attack on the ball carrier. No, you're right, because the disadvantage of putting Ratfink here is that he gets to stand up, and now everybody's marked, meaning that all you got to do is mark Bigum, and there's a one die block. But I think I agree with you. You have to make a choice. I don't think Raz has enough rats, actually.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
It's all out attack or all-out defense
at
this point.
You're right.
You know, you can't half and half it. You either full elf screen or you full attack the ball. You know, you can still get an effective elf screen here, but I would have preferred to see a more conventional. Oh, that don't help.
He burns the reroll, which if this goes to overtime, he's going to need. And he's gonna mark the witch elf. So I think so. He may have mispositioned him and said, "Screw it, I'm gonna take a." See, normally, Look at
Wow,
that.
I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this at all. I think Rez right now, maybe the occasion's got to him a little bit, but I think he's misplaying this right now. I'm not a fan of this move at all.
He's still got 2 gutter runners though to place, so he can still take that screen. You know, he can still screen off the rest. And by the way, the other thing is that that witch is going down. He's definitely hitting the witch. Yeah, so he's that's what's happening right now. So he's marked up the ball carrier. He set up columns.
So he's going
to hit the witch.
Get an elf screen of some description out of this.
Yeah, so it's kind of this is what?
No, he's going through. Wow. What do we know, eh? What do we know? Seriously.
As Morshot said, the backdoor blitz is in full effect, and now where is he going to place? There you go. Now he's still going to establish a little screen up there.
Do you know what? We're talking about doing one or the other. He actually managed to do both.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know,
and that stun was massive as well. That stun was massive.
I mean, he's left it so that there's what's going to happen here. I think he's got 2 players here. Sorry, I didn't realize that because of the. Oh, this is.
If that wasn't a stun, he would have a chance to get that Storm Vermin who's applying the tackle zone away from the ball carrier. But right now he hasn't, and this is going to be a really difficult score for Dino right now.
So the ball
I expect
handler,
Dino to burn the whole 3 minutes here.
3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, he's got 2 options to me.
So he's just warming up with a couple of line of scrimmage blocks. You know, that's. I don't like that actually. You know, I like to hit people and roll dice, but you know, at this point, that's irrelevant. Absolutely didn't need to do that. And given the amount of skulls that he's hit this game, I would be really wary of doing that in case Nuffle decides to, you know, go balls deep on me, basically.
I love the chat is full of Maddenisms at this point. You know, if you stop them from scoring, then you win. Jim jumps in. 90% of Blood Bowl is half mental. That comes from
Berzo's referencing Sex Panther, I see. 80% of the time it works every time.
Yeah. There we go. So he's marking up. This is smart. So that Destroy needs to get marked up.
Oh, this is so tough. Really... So tough.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Okay, so that's a good start. So he's now got 2 dice to get rid of this Storm Vermin.
And then the blitz with the ball carrier and 283%. All right.
Yeah.
I think I see the intent here. But this is going to be a 1-die block to get through. So are we going to overtime? It's going to hinge. Dino's got 2 rerolls though. Are we going to overtime? I almost want
this deserves overtime. This game deserves overtime.
There's a push. There's a push though. That's not terrible, but it's not the best result. So now he can dodge through. He's got to. There you go. In for the score. 2-2.
Amazing.
What a match! If you tuned in for some top-level Blood Bowl and some fun, you have got it here. And some girls dancing.
Elf bullshit. Elf bullshit. Honestly.
Beers is saying that 100% of the time, though, you had to make that decision. Yeah, there were a few ways you could have skinned that cat, but I think that was probably the best way. You know why? Because it worked.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yes. Do you know what? It's really, you know, Captain Hindsight. You know, it's like, hey, look at me. I made it. Yeah.
And here's the coin flip. This is very important. Who will get the ball to start in overtime? Looks like there's still knockouts on the side of the Skaven. And no knocked out elves. And it appears that the Dark Elves have won the toss. Wow.
Wow. That's massive. That is absolutely massive for the Dark Elves. So now the Dark Elves are back in the driving seat. They get another opportunity to smack down some of these elves. I'm calling it now. A couple of player removals is huge.
Absolutely.
Huge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 versus 6, 8, 9. We got 9 on 9. I could have probably just done that same math by looking at the sidelines, huh? Knowing that they both started with 11.
You
but who
know
likes
Dinar's
math?
asshole is tighter than a black hole right now, don't you? Because it must have been twitching.
He is crapping diamonds.
Oh my God!
That's how much pressure's back there.
Yeah, there's not even light escaping from that anal fissure right now. I tell you that much for nothing.
Wow, this is and anything. And you see how Rez is lined up. He basically this time, if there's a blitz, he wants to take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? I'm almost glad from a spectator's point of view. I'm really glad this has gone into overtime because I feel this game deserves overtime. It's been a spectacular game. You know, there hasn't been a lot of blood, but there's certainly been a lot of bowl. And contrary to popular belief, I do admire a good game of bowl as well as the buckets of blood sometimes.
I've been excited. And there's the blitz! There is the blitz!
Lord. You talked it in! You talked it in, SJ! That is your fault! You're a bad man!
I saw Rez commiserating with his players over there on the sideline, and it looked like they were about to do some sneaky Gorilla Rez, DJ Red Dice type of stuff. And there you go! Look at this. What looked like a blessing for the Dark Elves in winning the toss has turned into a curse. I don't really blame Dinar for not lining up his people with the anticipation. Oh, that'll do it. The wrestle
on the. Oh, that's. Yeah, I like. Do you know what? I think I'd have kept him stood up. Wouldn't you?
Me too. Yeah.
I don't like that wrestle.
No, wait. Not necessarily, because you can still get other gutter runners back here now. So yes, normally you're saying you're thinking Diane gets up, Oyen or Diane gets. No, he keeps him back.
What did he do?
Then I don't like that wrestle.
What did he? Yeah. Oh, that wrestle is horrible. Then.
I don't know about horrible, but it's not. Yeah, I don't like it. He's cutting down his movement with Ben.
Yeah, it's probably being a bit harsh there, to be fair, but. But his mighty blow tackle, Blitzer is on the line of scrimmage. That's child's play for him to get back there and smash iPet into next week.
Yeah.
Thunden may get his wish. iPet may be taking a long dirt nap. I tell you, he deserves to take a long dirt nap. I want to see him take a long dirt nap.
I am surprised that you didn't see more gutter runners back there. Actually, that's you know why. I see why now, because
overcommitting.
No,
maybe. But
he had his sidestep diving tacklers on the wings, so Dinar did line up. He lined up as best as you could to protect against a blitz like that while maximizing the hits. And that's why that's what I was actually the thought I was going towards before is saying I don't blame him for not, putting a bunch of people in his backfield in case the blitz happen.
Yeah.
Because you need to take those hits against the Rats at this point. You need attrition down. See? And there you go. iPet stunned. That's huge.
Yeah, and that is a massive stun. Massive.
Yeah, the only reason, Jimmy, is that we were thinking that the wrestling down is just because you had two gutter runners back there, right? So what you were allowing is for Deanne or a blitz to knock out one of them. I mean, I guess he could have achieved the same result.
He sort of went half and half, didn't he? I think, you've got two gutter runners down there. You've wrestled with one.
Oh,
You've got to pressure the ball with more gutter runners.
Oh, so he was saying there was a skull. Let me go back to that. He said the choice was either... Was it a skull?
See, that's why Jimmy's a better coach than me, because I forget what I do 2 seconds ago.
Hold on. So, it looked like... Dodge through... The Dauntless failed. That was the thing. It was a one-die block. That's why. Never mind. Oops.
What do we know, eh? Worst
no.
ever.
Yeah. No, so it was a one-die. So it was a re-roll, I think. Yeah, one-die block. No, he's right. Both down. So I think he had to do it. He was saying, do you burn the re-roll? Would you have burned the re-roll? No. It's probably not worth it.
Do you know what, Jimmy? Sod off with you being correct all the time and making us look like assholes, all right? Really, mate?
Well, but it's an interesting question, right? Because 3 rerolls right now, and we are already in overtime, and you're not going to get a better chance on that ball. You know what? Actually, I'm going to go back and say, yeah, I think I did like the reroll as a possibility.
Yeah, I mean...
He's got tackle.
Jimmy.
Low down dirty rat has tackle. Yeah, no, I am going to say, I remember I didn't remember the specifics of it because we're already 2 turns down, and I'm not trying to cover for myself. I'm just thinking the thing that jumped out at me was, why take that? And I think he's got rerolls. I think I would have spent the reroll.
So low down dirty rat here, he's going to be dodging into 3 tackle zones.
Never mind.
He's going to be dodging into 3 tackle zones wherever he decides to dodge into. You know, he can tackle zone the cages, so he gets 1 dice. But he's going to, due to the nature of this cage, he's going to be dodging into 3 tackle zones. I really like this cage from Dinar right now. It's a very, very clever cage.
Smart.
Very clever cage. Yeah.
This could be a new prototype for people that are watching, and you want to know how to stop people from doing stuff. This is a.
He's opted not to try.
With only 1 guard piece, how do you always make sure? No, even you could still jump in the back here. All right, back. He's gonna knock Destroy down. Put a tackle zone on Vermin.
Wow, you know I'd be stomping iPet right now, don't you? You know I'd be stomping that guy around to death right now.
Yeah, if iPet gets up, it's gonna put the Dark Elves in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like watching like sharks circle somebody.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. This is some tense shit, you know? I actually think that the lack of casualties and the lack of KOs in this game has actually been of benefit to the game as a whole, because it's really been a clash of, 2 sets of, both coaches and their skill. And let's be fair, Dinar is in a really strong position right now, and he has rolled a shit ton of 1s this game, an insane amount of 1s this game. And, just imagine if he'd rolled a bunch of 6s in place of those 1s. Holy shit, this game would be over.
So, I don't know, because Rez would have adapted differently too, I think, and I think part of
it wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't a slight on Rez at all. I'm it's all what ifs and ands and stuff, isn't it? But
no, but it's a fair question in terms of to watch somebody navigate through this with crappy dice and still be in the game is just amazing, and it really showcases his ability.
Jimmy's just put in the chat, it's the Vengabus cage for versus War Dancers. Yeah, Jimmy, we actually had, in the first half before you arrived, we had a Mega Bunker as well, and you'll remember Mega Bunker from Bumble and Pigstar 69. So yeah, we've had quite a lot of different cage formations in this game, mate.
Look at this. Ratfink is gonna get hit by Backy, and is that armor finally gonna break?
Oh.
And it's just a stun. Ratfink on the ground, scrambling around. The little rat is looking around. He can't see for the moment. He is blinded. He doesn't know which way is up or which way is down. Lost his senses. And it looks like the Dark Elves are going to just build a cage around his limp little body.
No, they're going to create a red carpet here, aren't they? They're going to do a sideline carpet protection. Do you know what? They're going to have to make sure he's out of range of iPet.
Absolutely.
But I think he will be out of range of iPet by default. But I'm not a massive, I think I'd prefer a cage at this point. There's still 6 or 7 turns left.
Yeah.
6, 7 turns left. I would prefer a solid cage here as opposed to. He made the dodge. He fails the GFI. Knuckle says, "Too many dice, baby."
Yeah. This is still putting himself. I mean, he is within range of the postman.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last thing you want is for the postman to be ringing your bell, that's for sure.
True story.
I've heard about the legend of the postman. He's almost as famous as Steve frickin' Michaels.
I would be interested to see, is Rez going to make an attack directly on the ball carrier at this point, or is he going to knock out this front piece of the screen and then mark up the ball carrier?
Yeah, do you know what? I was just thinking about that, and it's a bit of a 50-50 one, isn't it? I think I would knock out... Oh, do you know what? That blitz has got to be in scoring range.
He is, barely, with 2 GFIs.
Yeah.
So that's got to worry you.
I think you've got to go for the ball carrier. Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen. Actually, wait.
Diving tackle on the ball carrier.
Yeah, the postman's on him, so this is smart. It looks, and the postman has guard. So I think you are good. I think he's going to knock out the front part of the screen, and also going to have this. So it's kind of a best of. Every time we think Rez is going to have to choose, he's got like his team does it the Burger King way. He has it his way, and makes it like, I'm going to have the best of both worlds.
Which is reinforcing the fact that he's in the final and we're not.
Yeah. Excellent coaching.
I've been, I've played fumble for a lot of years. I would regard myself as maybe an above-average coach, but I've played fumble for a lot of years, and there are some guys on there that would melt your brain with their level of skill. And obviously the PC Blood Bowl 2 as well, and I've mentioned before the Jimmy Fantastics and the Lupacs and the Shawnees and the Mold Dripsters of the world. But do you know what? The standard on the PS4, coaches like Stuntman DD, Dinar, Reznor, Burzo, Bernie, these guys as well, they can hold their own against any coach on the planet. And Nuffle willing, because we're all at the mercy of Nuffle at the end of the day.
Right.
Nuffle willing, these guys will beat the best. So I understand that there's probably this underlying PC have got more coaches, it's probably more elite, blah blah blah, but not from what I'm experiencing. I'm making a late run against Jimmy Fantastic's Chaos at the moment. I'm on 3 losses. As long as I don't absorb 2 more, then I'm all right. But I've played a bunch of coaches that are substandard. So if anything, I think the bigger the player pool, you're more likely to bump into coaches that aren't quite as good. So, that's an insane dodge.
Low down Dirty Rat comes through in the clutch and relieves Olin of the ball. The crowd has received it. The crowd chucks it in the other direction.
Wow.
And I don't know if this is good for this is probably better for the Dark Elves. Remember, we are at home for the Dark Elves. So my only question is, are we going to see Useless dodge through? No. He's going to knock down Veras. That's a big removal right there. What a time to knock him out.
Wow.
This could go either way at this point.
SJ, I did not see that play at all.
Me neither.
At all. I'm sure a few of the spectators saw it, and but this is why this game is so wonderful. We're expecting him to do either take out the lead Dark Elf and create some form of screen, or attack the ball carrier around the back, the conventional route. But he said, no, do you know what? I'm going to use my 2 heads dodge, gutter runner. I'm going straight down the pipe, and bam.
Absolutely.
You can argue that he got unlucky with the crowd throw-in. That throw-in couldn't have been much better for Dinar, to be perfectly honest. The recovery
at this
is on
point,
him.
at this point, it's Dinar doesn't have control of any real part of the field, and I think you're right. That is one of the best places it could have landed. His home crowd did him a favor. Also, by the way, I just want to point out, we've been focusing on iPet so much, and this is where this little icon right here, the 2 heads icon, you see that? That bad boy makes an Agi 5 guy Agi 6, which means that tackle zones basically don't apply to him. And a lot of times that's so overlooked. Everybody was just thinking, Agi 5, and this guy's got leap and iPet. Why would you even need the leap if you can glide through tackle zones like they don't matter, like Low Down Dirty Rat did? That guy is, he may be more dangerous than iPet, especially with the wrestle and the tackle.
Is there anything more devastating in Blood Bowl, other than Clawpom, than a fully developed Skaven team with 4 tooled-up gutter runners? It is. Do you know what? I will go up against the killingest team in the world, and I won't break a sweat. But you put me up against the high TV Skaven team that has no damage and 4 properly tooled up gutter runners, and I'm thinking, oh sweet Jesus,
Absolutely.
it's going to be a cricket score. It's going to be a cricket score here. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, yeah.
If you don't get the attrition in the first half, you're done. And that's exactly what happened to Dynar here. Is he was unable to remove these key pieces, and now he's paying for it. In fact,
right, so he's down to 45. He's down to 45 seconds here, and he's done nothing. You know, I understand taking your time, but I would have probably, you know, I'm a very fast coach anyway. If I take more than a minute, it's because I'm in a real game. But I'm not a fan of this. He's going to be basically rushing right at the end. 25 seconds now. You know, I know that you Americans like to, you know, work the timer and call timeouts and shit. But
I was just hoping. I was actually sitting here praying to Nuffle that you know, he didn't blue screen.
Low down Dirty Rat takes one in the face. That is huge. Huge.
Wow. And Rez lets it go. He's gone for the game. I mean, it's smart because at best, I mean, at this point, using your Apo is just only useful for turning a knockout into a stun. Because either way, you're never. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, is he? Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So no point in using the Apo there. No point whatsoever.
Low down Dirty Rat gone, and Rez can't like that very much.
Yeah, and he's been a playmaker. He's been one of the key players this game. So. That is huge. That's going to psychologically kick Reznor straight in the nutsack. Oh, and look at this. Dinar is recovered. He's going to create a half cage on the sideline. No, he's going to hand off.
I think he ran out of time. I think he ran out of time.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, he waited until 26 seconds to make his first move, and I get the importance of the plan and all that stuff, but to me, you know, one of the things I learned is, you know, in life in some other contexts, is a hastily plan or a decent plan violently executed is better than the greatest plan that comes in late.
Yeah, absolutely. He took too much time. I was talking it, you know, 45 seconds, 45 seconds left to move 7 or 8 players. You can only move the mouse, the PS4 controller so fast. He just left himself too late, and he's not in a bad position, but I think he could have been in a scoring threat position right now. So, I mean, that's
or at least better protected, right? Because the issue right now is that we know Rez has the ability to go right through screens and tackle zones, and this ball carrier right now has enough. He is an unskilled ball carrier.
Oh, and he fails to dodge.
But he did some extra training this week with dodging, and he did some dodgeball, and he uses his dauntless to get the play on the ball carrier. Can't knock him down. Wow.
Yeah, that's...
Every time, just like we didn't expect somebody to be able to get to the ball carrier, although we suspected because it's Rez. And then when he does get to him, it doesn't work out the way he thought it would. This is crazy. I still don't know who's going to win.
Big pal.
It's huge right there.
No, this game's still in the balance. If anything, I think the Rats are actually probably slightly favourite right now, given their positioning. Now, he cannot risk this. Oh, he's going to go for it.
Oh!
I probably shouldn't have commentator's curse there. I almost said he can't risk this, surely. I wouldn't have blocked there. I would have left him with a tackle zone and made him roll dice to work that player. I don't know if it's that massive a thing, but yeah, I think that the mistakes are starting to creep in, and you can't blame coaches for starting to make mistakes at this point. Their brains have got to be pretty frazzled, to be fair. They've played balls out Blood Bowl, pure skill Blood Bowl for what, 20 turns.
I think Rez took a calculated risk. He's saying though, look, if that's that's an 83% chance of him staying up. Right? What were the chances of the skull? And I think that's where, I know that's a conservative coach, a more conservative coach like me or you, because we tend to play more bashy teams, may not like taking those kind of chances. For Rez, throwing a 83% chance, that's he's like, whatever, I'm going to take that shot any day. Because if it worked, it could have helped him out a lot, right?
Yeah.
But so it was a risk he took. He knew the risk. I wouldn't call it a mistake just because I know he considered what risk he was taking. It just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, I don't think failing that block has made a massive impact to Dinar's turn, because Bay, the blitzer, he's relatively out of position anyway. At worst, the most he could do is go around and maybe get a two guys blitz on the postman, but it's not going to do him any favors because he needs to unlock one of those Dark Elves high up the pitch.
Oh, this is all right. So the jump up definitely helps, and it looks like iPet is going down, and he's going to be down for the next couple turns. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's huge. More shots has just put. Yeah, do you know what? These guys are really starting to take their time. This is for all the apples, baby, and and it's a surf.
Oh, Nuffle says no at first, and there will be no surf today.
Wow.
The beach is closed.
Dinar's just entered 0 reroll territory.
Both coaches in 0. Yeah, this is where. No, actually, Rez. Yeah, they still got 2.
Yeah, Rez is still packing 2 rerolls.
I keep looking at that stupid bribe counter and thinking it's the reroll counter. It's throwing me off. So it looks like Dinar's not going to try for the score this turn.
No,
or
he's
is
not.
he?
He's not.
No, he's not.
He can't. He can't
right.
score now, can he? Yeah.
He's done. It looks like he's just going to try to the sidestep. That's the thing, man. Coaches are like, sometimes against sidesteppers, you're actually better off not doing, not actually taking that block on them, or at least getting, get your ball carrier away first. I mean, at this point, a red die block is dangerous, and Ratfink has a red die block on the lineman.
I think iPet being stunned is huge. Just imagine if iPet wasn't stunned right now. Oh.
Yeah.
That's like saying, just imagine if my auntie had bollocks, But,
if my grandma had a dick, she'd be my grandpa.
Yeah. Or my really, really weird grandma that I would never speak to, yeah.
That's weird. It's messed up. You wouldn't speak to your grandma just because she has a dick?
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah, the saying's a little bit different in the UK. As if my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle. Yeah. Or my really, really bollocky aunt. Yeah.
I might say, Grandma, why are you showing me your dick? But I'd still talk.
Ooh, moving on.
Yeah. So back to the ball is loose. The ball. That's not a reference back to the grandma, but the ball is loose. And what will the Skaven do about it? They definitely have the numbers.
So
this is exciting, man.
He's still got 2 active gutter runners. Do you know what? That blodge sidestep blitzer with diving tackle? Yeah, with diving tackle is basically giving Rez a headache right now. I don't believe he's got any tackle pieces which he can hit him with. No, he hasn't. So, he's got to rely on a bit of knuckle loving right now to get that player out of the way. If he gets that player out of the way, then you're looking at a 67% pickup. But that's some ask. He's going to have to William Adama it and roll the hard 6 right now.
Yeah, right now it's a 50%. Like you said, he can clear 1.
Bit of a thing in chat. Am I making a little bit too much noise? My apologies about my microphone and stuff. I'm not set up particularly well. I'm certainly no pro streamer or nothing, so I'll try not to shout too much.
I'm not here. No, I mean, to me, when something exciting happens, there deserves to be a sound crack. Thunder strikes the stadium. That's how I think of it.
I know I'm a little bit loud because I'm getting told off by my wife, but cheers to me and Biz.
Happens to all of us.
I just had my wife banging at the window, giving me the cutthroat sign. There, so.
She gave you the Dark Elf touchdown celebration.
Oh yeah, it's pure love. I tell you, my relationship, it's all pure love, baby.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. Fossum knocked to the deck by Useless, who is not so useless, and I think we're looking at a potential. That's not even a chain push. It doesn't make any sense. So Rez shows restraints, Yeah, Rez, I mean, that's
do you know what? That's
sidestepper.
massive. That's massive restraint there. I guess if he moved the gutter runner out to get the assist on this blodge sidestep, then that would have freed up the Dark Elf Blitzer
Right. Exactly.
for a touchdown run. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Good discipline.
I probably wouldn't have seen that. SJ, I'd have probably just done what I suggested. That's one of the problems with my Blood Bowl ability. I see something and I do it without necessarily thinking about the consequences of it, you know? And if it pays off, great, I win. If it doesn't pay off, then, you know, whereas, yeah, do you know what? What Dinar and Reznor are proving right now is they will always give themselves a plan B, even when they roll quads, even when things don't go well, even when they're victims of, you know, a blitz or something like that. They've always got a plan B.
Right.
And, yeah, the best Blood Bowl coaches in the world will do that, and yeah, certainly the regular streamers do that. You know.
Here comes the chain push, and he's gonna.
So yeah.
Oh, Ratfink is injured. Another gutter runner off the pitch, and that's a concussion. And the ball bounces backwards. That's probably not exactly the direction that Rez preferred it. I mean, the Dark Elves preferred it to go. But actually,
that's not a great
I mean, we might be seeing
Dark Elves, is it?
at this point. This, I think, to me, this is touchdown or bust time.
Well, he's got a liner. He's bearing in mind Dinar's got no rerolls, so he's going to have to rely on this lineman to stand up, pick up the ball,
pass it
and
2
then
squares.
pass it. Yeah.
Or 3 squares,
And
actually. 67% pass.
This is a short pass. Interception.
No interception,
fails.
right over their head. Successful catch and touchdown or bust time, baby. Here it comes for the He comes up lame, pulls a hamstring. The extra wind sprints in practice this week were not enough, and that ball is anybody's at this point. Insane.
Just when you think this
It's
game
over.
is done. And this is where, ladies and gentlemen, this is the greatest game in the world, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm not biased whatsoever. I know what I'm talking about.
Check that end zone for tripwire. Wow! But he's not done. The good thing is Backy's not stunned or hurt or anything. So, I mean, he's scrambling. He seems to be gingerly reaching toward that ball. So the Skaven going to have to get over there and make something happen.
Yeah. Well, yeah, do you know what? The Skaven are facing, he's only got linemen that will actually reach. He's got a, yeah, do you know what? The gutter runner, I think the gutter runner can actually get to the ball with a couple of GFIs. What is he, movement 8? So, yeah, 2 GFIs, and he can actually recover the ball.
Oh, this doesn't help here. 2 big
now,
blue arrows.
Now, SJ, I'm calling it now. I've never seen penalties after extra time. Is there penalties?
Oh, yeah? There's definitely penalties. So one of the stories, the way that Bernie Buffon, became famous in the Blood Bowl community was season 1, the first round of the playoffs, he faced off against Demented, and it went to penalty kicks, where a tree man kicked the winning penalty.
Right. Yeah, I must admit, I've never seen penalties.
I hadn't either up until that game.
Yeah, I've only ever experienced a coin flip. You know, it goes past... Oh, no.
Oh, he's just going to go for it. Postman picks it up. I like it. I like the...
Well, he's got sidestep. He's got sidestep, and there's no... I don't believe there's a way that Dinar can get 2 other Dark Elves down there. That would be a number of GFIs, and with no rerolls, that's just...
Look at that, the leap from that's iPet. And he's going to try to seal off the...
No, I think he'll run deep. I actually think the opposite. I think he'll run deep into a scoring threat.
Oh. Wait, so did he leap backwards? I thought he leaped forward.
Oh, diving tackle does its thing.
Wow, so if you're wondering how that happened, diving tackle kicked in on the dodge, but the reroll beat the diving tackle. So if it only activates if it's going to work normally. But if if the dodge or the reroll is used,
oh wow.
Nuffle doesn't like being left out of this game, and he's reasserting his control, or her control.
Do you know what? That surprises me a little. I would have liked to have seen that gutter runner go into a scoring threat position, but then I guess, you know, Reznor's got 3 more turns, and movement 8 scores easily in 3 turns, doesn't
If he was playing Dark Elves, that would probably be a smart move to try to set yourself up for the win. But with Skaven, I mean, you can get there in 3 turns from end zone to end zone. There's only 26 spaces, sorry, 13 spaces on each side.
Yeah, this game has swung on a pendulum, has it not? Honestly, it's been insane.
The entire
way
game,
this game has swung.
The entire game, seesaw battle. And here comes the surf.
Yeah.
The Dark Elves have come to terms with the possibility that this may, you know, the Rats may get to go back the other way. But
this has got penalties written all over it right now, because the Dark Elves actually have a significant numbers advantage.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is smart. 7 by Dynar. Instead of full-scale scramble, he's holding everybody else back, and there you go. Unable to relieve.
No reroll, and that's an extra. That's an extra movement point for the gutter runner. When you're movement 8 and the opponent sidesteps you closer to your objective, you're like, "Thank you very much, mate."
By the way, in the future Legendary Edition, you'd be able to turn off sidestep too. I think it becomes optional. So I think the postman could have...
I think sidestep, dodge, you know, skills should be optional.
Right.
That's just a personal thing, but you know, I actually think Legendary Edition will probably see the end of piling on, and I'll be honest, you know, I think I've mentioned it before. As much, well, I'm a bit torn. As much as I love piling on, and of course the kill crazy serial killing bastard in me loves piling on, but I actually think it's going to make it worse for the elf ballers, because instead of taking piling on, I'm going to start taking tackle. I'm going to start taking guard. I'm still going to have claw. I'm still going to have mighty blow. Yeah. Right. So my team is actually going to be better developed to deal with elf ball teams. So these guys, you know, they think piling on is the problem. Yeah, it was a slight problem. It needed to be adjusted, you know. A reroll, a stacking reroll, injury roll. It was no good. It should have been unmodified. You know, me and Jimmy have talked about this a great deal. But yeah, honestly, you know, the elf ballers will find something to moan about. You know what they're like. So.
Exactly. I want my Agi 4 and my movement 9, but I really hate this AV7. It's not fair.
Yeah.
Like,
that's right. Absolutely. Yeah. Sense of entitlement. Bless him. Don't even get me started, SJ. Don't get me started.
Hey, Dynar can't stay where he is right now. I'll tell you. I mean, yeah, you can't.
He's got to get a Dark Elf at least centre pitch here. At least centre pitch. You know,
at least one. He probably needs more than that.
Yeah.
The issue is, I mean, you might want to take all 3, or maybe leave Oyen, and just at this point, I mean, that witch is going to be surfable probably. So he's giving her up. He's like, whatever.
Wow. I don't like that. Well, he may like it now with the stun. Hey, what do I know?
It's just, he's leaving it like that. I just,
That thrower is moving
can haul
7.
ass. Yeah.
He's away.
I mean, so to be fair though, B Scatum is movement 7 too.
Right, I'm pulling it now. iPet to blitz, base Scatum, okay, the blodger, wrestle into the ground, okay, the lineman and the thrower are away.
Yeah. I think Dynar was already kind of not in a good, I mean, Rez just kind of had him positioned.
Yeah.
And I think Rez right now is just trying to figure out, do I have enough turns to surf that witch and go downfield? You know, or surf one of these players.
Yeah.
Because the attrition is a factor right now, but
it's a factor. But you know what? It's just been amazing to watch a game that has had nothing to do with, you know, the attrition factor. And you know, a lot of coaches piss me off when they talk, attrition. They use the term attrition as though it's a dirty word, although almost like it's a lesser term in Blood Bowl. And it's a perfectly valid tactic. In fact, I view people that talk about, you know, I view blodging the same way as a lot of people view attrition. You know, a lot. Because I had a bit of a rant on the last time I had a video, and you know, where I said, you know, I'm getting sick and tired of people thinking that I'm an inferior coach because I play claw palm. actually, do you know how difficult it is to go 18 games unbeaten with with a Chaos team from New? Because Low TV, they suck balls really badly. Yeah. In fact,
By the way, the Postman that was a key dodge really quick. I just want to point that out.
Wow,
sure, he had a reroll in hand, but Postman is down the field now. That's the first thing that needed to happen.
Do you know what? I disagree. I think I would have got the throwaway.
Only for the handoff, you're thinking?
Well, he's going to look to create a Skaven cage around the Postman now, isn't he? But yeah, the way I suggested would have involved dice-based risk, but if it had worked, the game was secure. So, do you know what? I believe a guy called Fashbinder uses like safe moves first and all that shit.
Right.
And, they're right. You really should be, playing safe. A good Blood Bowl coach will make non-dice rolls first. And then leave the risky stuff, leave the big guys to the end type of scenario, but
the only thing I might have done different from where, because like sometimes you can't make those safe moves until you know whether the risky move is going to work.
Yeah.
Right. But I will say that I think moving iPet would have maybe, I mean, we're just going to critique minor things. Could have said moving iPet first, just because that's if you don't move him and the other roll goes sour, he never gets up. So at least you get him up first and do what you
I know
need
the Dark Elves aren't. I know the Dark Elves aren't the fastest team on the elf team on the planet, but they can regroup and recover from this position here. And, the Postman is what I'm saying is the Postman is still two turns away from scoring. Now, potentially useless, could have been one turn away from scoring. Yeah. And he would have been forcing the Dark Elves to do some serious go for it action to even reach him. So I still think that my way, albeit slightly more risky, would have paid off. Hey,
Good
no
point,
risk,
NTV.
no reward, eh?
Good
no
point,
risk,
NTV.
no reward.
NTV pointed out the reason he didn't move iPad first, it was actually a much more risky throw. So that changes the equation. Yeah, there was diving tackle over there. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Again, hey, what do I know? It's like Stevie Wonder commentating on bloody furniture advice. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of moving parts. Hey, we're just calling a game. We're just calling a game.
Absolutely.
We ain't coaching it.
Yeah.
I'm describing action on the field. No, I think you're right. I think this gives Dark Elves are not fast, but they are fast enough here to create a problem.
Yeah.
And the big question here is really going to be, are we going to penalty kicks? This could go either way. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see this game go either way, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised penalty kicks. I wouldn't be surprised Skaven win. I really wouldn't be surprised Dark Elves win at this point. It's not in the hands of anybody.
I don't even know how penalty kicks work, so I'm really looking forward to potentially seeing penalty kicks, to be perfectly honest. Is it done on their agility?
No. So the real technical process of it is very complicated. Okay, this is how it works.
Right.
You roll a 1d6. I roll a 1d6. We add our rerolls to it, and then whoever has the highest outcome wins the game.
Wow.
That's how complicated it is. But what you see on the field, the way it plays out in the animation is that after the game already knows who's going to win, you watch one guy from one side make a kick, one guy from another side to make a kick, like that. So, and I think how many people make the kicks is based on the die roll as well. So, for instance, like if I win 6-5, you'll see 6 people potentially make that. I may be wrong about that last part. But it's definitely just a die roll.
Wow. Yeah. I'm almost sorry I asked.
That's why some leagues, there's a private league I just played my last game in just because I can't afford the time commitment to have too many leagues anymore. I'm really cutting it down. But Blood Bowl International, they're in their playoffs, and the rule is in the playoffs, after turn 24, the game gets invalidated. So it will not get settled by penalty kicks. You will replay the match.
FA Cup replay, as we would say in the UK. Do you know what? Yeah, I would have time for that. How amazing would it be to, call another 2 hours for this kind of thing? It's been immense. But yeah, do you know what?
Blitz on the wrestler.
Is penalty kicks any more sucky than a coin flip for the win?
No, same thing.
Probably.
Actually,
the
it's
same
kind of
thing.
cool. Like, the animation itself is cool. So, although it's pure luck, it's, the animation's cool.
I got a feeling we're going to be seeing it. So.
Oh, so Jimmy's pointing out, he's like, for him, he would give the win to the team that didn't receive in overtime. That's not a
And do you know
bad
what?
suggestion either, because it's really tough to defend in overtime. So it
It's
just
a
becomes one of
massive.
these,
Yeah,
like,
it's a
scored,
massive. Yeah.
score or
One of the
bust.
things I think the Blood Bowl it won't address now because it hasn't addressed it. After LRB4, when it becomes CRP, it really became a case of whoever gets the kickoff has a massive advantage.
Right.
And they didn't really address that, and that still exists to this day with LRB6 or 2016, 2017 rules, whatever you want to call them. I don't know how you would address that, but that was
Actually,
never
the
quite
more I
the
think
case in
about Jimmy's way,
LRB4.
that sounds like it makes a lot of sense now. Because I'm thinking, like,
Yeah.
then it would actually, you might see a few instances where somebody says, nah, I'm not going
And he
to,
goes down.
and he's going to burn his last reroll. And this is where, and like, remember,
Yeah.
for a game that might go into penalty kicks, potentially, having more rerolls is definitely a huge advantage. Of course, if you're going to GFI there, you got to, I mean, I don't blame him for taking that reroll, but
I don't like he was in scoring.
yeah, and I don't think he was in scoring. No, I don't like
all.
it either. Like, I don't blame him for re-rolling once it failed. I'm saying, but he probably didn't need to risk that GFI.
Yeah, no, it's again rush of blood to the head, but he's got a tackle zone now. Oh, he's going for it.
So this makes it tougher for Dynar.
Yeah, that's caused him a problem, hasn't it? That's caused him a real problem. I don't think iPet doesn't have diving tackle, does he? So, you're looking at a 3+2+ reroll to get to the postman.
I mean, Bo Skatum could hit him right now.
Yeah,
but he just but yeah, the wrestle piece is the one that's a lot more dangerous. Then again, the tackle piece can get to him with a dodge and 2 GFIs. But yeah, I could imagine some team saying, I'm going to defend in OT now because I know that all I got to do is, like, I don't have to actually score. I can just keep this guy from scoring.
Yeah, no. Do you know what? Jimmy's suggestion, it deserves some consideration, but one of the things that Blood Bowl coaches do really well is disseminate rules and find a way to really make it bollocks. You know what I'm saying? Because we are a bunch of beardy twats, and
By the way, really quickly, so I'm sorry because this action is about to happen really fast right now. Dynar goes and marks up the ball carrier in case the blitz fails. He's going to insist on doing it with the wrestler, which is smart, or the tackler. It's going to be one of the two. I mean, I think you still should move DN in place.
I fully expect Dynar to cover useless, to get a tackle zone on useless.
Yeah, that's going to happen with DN.
To be perfectly honest.
With DN, probably, who's laying on the ground. DN or ON, I'm not sure if that's a D or a O. Or 0 IEN. And she's going to dodge away again. Maybe he's just going to stand up ON. Yeah, and then cover with Fossum. Okay, that's what he's going to do. No? Okay, every time I think I know, I obviously don't know.
What's he doing here?
I think he's setting himself up for the possible...
Is he looking for the long bomb? Oh, that would be mental. Come on, let's talk it in.
Wow. This will be... However this ends, this is epic. Okay, if it ends in penalty kicks, it's also epic to me. I mean, it sucks that it's not based on... Oh, the dodge out! We're going to see 2 GFI... No, he's not blitzing, you're right.
That is huge. Do you know what?
I don't like that.
That's an error.
Oh, I don't like it at all.
I think he has to blitz there.
The postman is going to go right through that. That's not going to... No. Yeah, Rez is like, oh, this is a gift. A 67% roll, right, with the postman. 67% dodge, right? That is, right? Or no, am I smoking crack? That's 50%. No, actually, you know what? That's not bad. That's not horrible. But...
Do you think Dynar
right now
is saying, given my dice, given the game, I'm happy to let this go down to a coin toss?
Oh, this is his turn 24? Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying.
Yeah.
and then he's going to cover.
Diving tackle. Yeah, we know he's got diving tackle on it, but hey, you know, you only need
cover back even.
Yeah.
Useless is going to get hit right now, or not hit. He's going to get marked. So I was thinking Useless comes up, makes this blitz on one of these individuals here.
Oh yeah. Surely the only person he can blitz here is the Witch Elf.
If Dino doesn't move him now, though, this is all.
Oh,
that was not the move. That was not what you wanted to do.
No, it wasn't. No. So I would be blitzing the Witch Elf. Bearing in mind, you know, a block result means that she goes down, and that's one less tackle zone on the dodge to the end zone.
Absolutely.
Anything he does right now is, you know, with no rerolls. It's high risk, isn't it?
Yes.
So,
yes. I mean, it's 83% blitz, though, in terms of not making the situation worse.
Yeah. Jimmy's just put, Jimmy's right as well. If he dodges back, so what is he looking at? A 4+?
Yeah.
2+?
That's a diving tackle on him. That's actually, dude, that's much worse, dude. That was actually a pretty smart play from Dinar. Really, really smart.
Yeah.
Because of the diving tackle player. That's 50%.
Yeah. If he goes back up the pitch, he's 4+, 2+, and then two go for it to score.
No, but the diving tackle.
That's a lot of. Yeah. That's a lot of dice, isn't it? It's a lot of dice.
There's no tackle on him, though.
No, you're right. It's a 4+, 4+, isn't it? It's a diving tackle will apply to both tackle zones.
Only once. You only get to use it once, though. But here's the thing, right? It might happen like
diving tackle.
Yeah. So here's the how it will work, right? If on the first one, if he dodges back, like Jimmy's saying, this is a better chance. This is a 67% dodge without diving tackle. It becomes a 33% dodge with diving tackle. If he fails it on the first dodge, but then the automatic reroll kicks in since there's no tackle skill on him, right? Then it could be the case that this guy, diving tackle guy, falls down or whatever, and the second, whatever, all of that is out the window because we just saw Gorilla Rez.
Oh my lord, that is amazing.
This is why they call him Gorilla Rez. The guerrilla warfare style of coaching, and for the win, can the postman avoid the diving tackle? No, he can't! Wait, he does! He does! This is what I was talking about. He avoided it on the first one. He got the reroll, and we have a Season 3 Grand Finals champion! Wow! What a match! This is probably the most epic of all three finals. I gotta say.
Wow.
That is crazy.
Amazing.
I'm gonna actually you have to do it. Can you invite Rez and Dinar? Yeah. Sick. And while he's doing that, I'm going to highlight and CC. They probably won't be able to hear you until you're done. You're out of those screens and you're back on this. Just to let you know, my voice is probably the only one people still hear.
Yeah, no worries.
So there's a lot of MML in the chat right now. These guys are going crazy. The reason being is we always joke. ReznorRulesYou actually won the first season of the MML's Challenge League, which is the league, directly from which you get promoted to the Pro League now. But, since it was the first season and it was a while back, we always give him crap and go, who won the first season? Nobody remembers, right? Like it means nothing, just to mess with him. And so now everybody's saying he finally won something. He finally won something. Man, I told you, man, this dude just... Both of these guys, just amazing coaches, very impressive. 3-2, the Skaven finally have a championship. So first season here on the PlayStation, it was the Orcs. The second season, we had the Dark Elves. And the third season, it's the Skaven. Dinar, I'm getting an echo off of your mic. I don't know if you have me up on in your background or something like that. But
yeah, if you've got your TV on, then mute your telly, guys.
It's fine now?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, no, now it's back. Now it's back.
But it's not, no echo, right? That's what I'm asking.
I'm getting an echo on my voice.
On your voice when you're speaking to me right now?
Yeah, but that's, let's do this. When you're not talking, just mute it.
How?
Just hit mute on your head. Mute on your head.
I am very confused.
Okay. Damn. All right. Let's just go through. That's distracting. Can you hear it too, CC, or is it just me?
Yeah, no, it's echoing really bad on my end as well.
Okay. Let me try to figure it out.
Do you have a mute button on your headset?
No, it's like hand up when you speak to people on your phone. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, the regular.
And where is the sound coming? It's in your ear, right?
Oh, it's straight into my ears. I don't have any speakers.
All right, let's do this. Turn your TV back up so you can hear it. And then when you don't talk, unplug it from the PlayStation controller. And then put it back in when you're ready to talk.
Okay.
All right, so let's start real quick. Rundown of these stats. I'm still getting the echo.
Hang on
Rez, you there?
Hang on a second.
Rez, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I hear the echo too.
Much better. Okay, so it was just all right. So it's just when he plugs it in, I echo. Yeah, now he's back in. All right, Dino, just unplug for now, and then we'll bring you back in, and we'll do kind of a question and answer, like a message in a bottle.
Okay.
All right, just pull the plug out of the controller. There you go. All right, now we're all good. Echo's gone, and we'll bring him back in. We'll do like kind of a more structured approach for him, just to keep that echo down. This is most epic stream ever, like CC said. So wow, just so much happened in this game that it's insane. The Dark Elves definitely outblocked Brutas Blessed Vermin. Normally, when you allow 69 blocks on a Skaven team, it's not going to be a good day. Somehow the armor held up, though. Even with the 18 armor breaks, I mean, there was only eventually 3 KOs, 3 injuries. So many. Rez, just what's kind of running through your head now? I don't even know where to start on the questions.
I'm at a total loss for words. That seriously went 24 turns.
Of real action.
Yeah. And it was a 4+. 4+ with reroll. They're 50-50 pretty much. I mean, yeah, the reroll was there, but that all the way to the end, I really thought we were going to penalty kicks. He failed to go for it to score the touchdown. The not getting gutter runners off the pitch until the very end, which was worrying when it happened, but for it not to happen until so late. I really only had 1 rat injured until towards the end of the game, but I don't know, man.
You guys just
Dino is amazing.
I'm just looking at the stats page, and the Dark Elves threw 69 blocks succeeded, 3 KOs, 3 injuries. That is, with 69 blocks, that is insane. That is nowhere near enough damage inflicted.
Yeah, I think it was really undersold, especially his Mighty Blow tackle guy didn't put in the work that he probably should have, and I really feel like there was only 1 rat gone until towards the end of the game, and it's really hard. And you guys made the point. The Dark Elves don't have the movement to outrun me, and when I have an AG5 2-headed rat and an AG5 leap rat, I can get to anywhere that they can go. But
can I just ask?
Amazing, and I was still.
Can I just ask before SJ sort of jumps back in? What were you feeling? Because from our perspective, that game swung from one coach to another coach throughout the game. There was never really any period where one of you guys were in absolute control of that game. How did it feel for you? Because after turn 1, when Dinar hit quad skulls, you got to be thinking.
I don't think he re-rolled that actually.
No, he did.
He did re-roll that. Yeah.
The first it was a re-roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you must have been thinking happy days at that point,
Well, yeah. It was reminiscent of the semi against poor Bernie, where he just got diced into oblivion. I mean, that was. But towards the beginning, I really kind of felt like, okay, we really are the Blessed Vermin, and nobody can touch us. We do what we want, and nobody gets to do what they want. And then the dice got a little more even, and I'm glad they did. I thought it was an amazing game. Really great announcing. That was a marathon.
It's a seesaw battle. I don't even know. I mean, at this point, I think there's so much that happened. I don't even have a focus of an area for questions on there. If you're in the chat and you got a particular, you're asking Rez about something, if you want to ask Rez about something, please go ahead or Dinar, actually. We have Dinar in the chat as well. We'll let him plug in a second again.
I'd like to know how he felt after that fail. Go for it.
There is one real quick question. Actually, I'll come back to it. All right, so let's bring in Dinar. So the first message. So again, I guess we'll have to do this so we don't get too bad of an echo. So we will ask you a question, Dinar. Then you plug in. Dinar. Then you plug in.
Echo!
First, I want to say to you that I feel. Wait, let's do this. Wait till we ask you the question, then plug back in and talk.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. All right. So first, I want to congratulate you. Just say you played an amazing game right now. When we talk about opportunities for coaches to shine, you really did get some really bad dice in the beginning and then even later on in the game. And every time we thought this is just too much for anybody to overcome, you still managed to come back and still hung around and brought it to overtime. So just the level of coaching that you displayed today was insane. So I really want to commend you on that first. Was there any point in this match where you did feel this game is mine? I got him. Now plug back in.
Please repeat the question because I was fucking up with the sound.
Oh, sure. Is there any point in the game where you felt like, I'm confident, I got him, I'm not on my back foot, I'm actually in control and I'm confident.
In this game, I never. Well, yeah, I felt it in round 22. No, 20.
Finally, 22 turns in, he gets a break.
It was when I figured out I can actually pass the ball to my killer and run it into the touchdown. That was the point when I figured out, I can make it. I can actually win this game. And the 4+ dodge to the 2+ dodge to the 2+ GFI at the end to make it overtime. I actually felt that Rez gave me. He actually gave me that touchdown, to be honest.
But the one at the end of the first half?
No, the second half
was miserable.
I was throwing my second touchdown. I felt
I kicked myself over the first half one too.
Yeah, and I did that major mistake because at round 23, I think, I could have sidestepped to your killer, your stone vermin, so he had a harder dodge. I didn't give him any dodge to actually screen off the ball carrier at the end of the game. And I was like, why not? Why didn't I screen him up? Why didn't I give him a diving tackle to dodge instead of nothing? I mean, at round 22 of the scaling turn. That was a huge mistake, but still, I had a blast and I have been drinking 6 beers at the moment, so.
Nice. Good way to enjoy the game. Okay, so unplug real quick, Dinar. I want to give CC the chance to ask you a question, but without the echo.
Later.
Wait, so CC, do you have any questions for Dinar for him to plug back in and answer?
Yeah, I'd like to start by saying I think Dinar's been a little bit hard on himself. 24 turns of hard Blood Bowl play where attrition wasn't a factor in that game, and so basically you guys had to think hard about positioning, hard about protecting the ball, hard about how you're going to score. So I think he was, try not to beat yourself up too much about, the score. But yeah, what were your feelings when you failed, the GFI to win the game? I think you said that you felt like that was your lot
on the blitz afterward that could have freed the ball up.
Absolutely, and Dino has already said about his mistake when he didn't mark up the Storm Vermin and the Storm Vermin and the gutter runner, the ball carrier. Me and SJ were chatting, obviously commentating, saying, Jesus Christ, you guys have really, your brains had to turn fried to jelly at that point, So I don't know if I necessarily have a question for Dino. I'd like to say that I think both you coaches are amazing. You're certainly a lot better than me. Commentating on you guys is, I use the analogy Stevie Wonder giving, fashion advice. But it was an amazing watch. You're both winners as far as I'm concerned. You put PS4 Blood Bowl on the map, and I'm going to have to go any minute anyway. So I would just like to dish out my congratulations to both you guys for making it an amazing final. Certainly one that I'll watch back again. So well done, guys.
Actually, and I have a question that goes with what Jimmy just posted. So he and what also Cece just said is that even like pro sportsmen make mistakes under pressure, right? And the best Blood Bowl coaches make mistakes under pressure. As I watched this match, and I've alluded to this in prior instances where, even when you're far down the line, just getting through the match, especially an important one, without making mistakes is hard as hell. Even for a guy that's been playing for a couple of years or, has a bunch of games under his belt, I mean, this is really tough to be thinking under a time clock especially with, everybody watching you in a high stakes match, just being able to get through it and not making any glaring mistakes is an accomplishment and is difficult. So I guess I'll ask Rez, and something you said earlier kind of alludes to the fact that you do think that you made a mistake at one point during the match. I didn't see any glaring mistake here. Do you think you played mistake-free Blood Bowl today?
The turn 8 touchdown that he got, because I blitzed his sidestep blitzer and got both downs, and I stayed there instead of dodging away. Even if I had gone down, it wouldn't have happened. I enabled him to get the one chain push onto the sidestep blitzer to let him run into the end zone. That was entirely my fault. It wasn't even there if I didn't give it to him.
So was it a... Well, yeah. So was it because what I saw, right, is when you did that at that point, it would have been harder for him to get out of that. He was still within range, but it would have been 2 GFIs instead of 1, right? And there would have been more tackle zones in his way, right? So you making that blitz and then failing.
He wasn't in range though, and if I'd left the Storm Vermin away from the play and just dodged the postman out, whether it had worked or not, there would be nobody there in contact for him to chain push. So it would have been a whole bunch of craziness to even attempt it, instead of the easy 2-die block followed by 2-2-2.
Yeah, so I saw that one at the time. I didn't think it was you not realizing it. I thought it was you saying. Because I know how you like to play. You like to be in control of the dice rolls. Like, you don't like to let somebody else determine whether. I thought you were trying to close that loop and just make it absolutely no chance.
Was to just knock him down.
Right.
But when it didn't work, what I really should have done, because the postman was there with sidestep, I should have just gone for the dodge out with Storm Vermin, whether he had made it or not, and then he wouldn't have been able to chain push.
All right. Well, I don't know. Go back and look at it later. I thought I remembered it being a 2 GFI situation with 2 dodges through tackle zones. And then when you hit him, it became a 1 dodge away with 1 GFI.
I actually think, I think you're being a bit harsh on yourself there, Rez.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe Donner's got a good recollection of it too. But the blodge and the blodge step on the line of scrimmage for my one-turner attempt on turn 8 was just miserable too. I was actually kind of proud of myself that I even got within a 3+ dodge and a 3+ handoff to make that second push. That was brilliant, and it was a real pain in the ass. The diving tackle wasn't so much of an issue because iPet's got AG5, but the sidestep trying to push guys was a real pain in the ass.
Right. And, and again, when I say mistake, to me, if you take an educated risk, like these are all educated guesses, right? And so I thought that, the 2-die block, you're thinking, I'm going to eliminate any chance of him getting a hit on my ball carrier. If you didn't realize that the guy had sidestep, then that's a different story. That's a mistake. But if it was a calculated, like, I'm just going to take the chance because this is how I want to eliminate it altogether. I know I might get burned.
I think the smart play to prevent any attempt. I'm actually loading it up now because now I'm really curious. But I'm pretty sure that honestly, I didn't even have to blitz him. I think I could have just left him completely alone and denied him the scoring attempt. But you give a guy like Dynar just a little opening, and he's gonna make you pay. He should have had that touchdown on the failed go for it as well, but.
Let me ask the same question to Dynar then. Or do you feel like you played mistake-free Blood Bowl today? Remember, again, not do you feel like would you have gone back and I'm not asking you if you feel like you could have gone back in hindsight and made a different, better decision. I'm saying, did you make any mistakes? Did you not see something? Did you actually screw something up?
Let's talk about the past, right? Let's talk about what happened for many minutes ago. Oh, what I will think about for a week at least. No, I mean, yeah, of course I made mistakes. I mean, it was so easy to see what kind of mistakes I actually made this game. Two that I can think of on the top of my mind are actually, well, are they really mistakes, or are they just bad luck? So I think first drive I lost 1 in 36. I think 1 in 36.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah. 4 of them, I think. First drive. That was.
You had quad skulls, you had the double ones early on, and then double ones later on.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, it kinda made you think twice about what you're trying to do. So that is kind of a mistake, I think. You can't see it on the field. I mean, because you're thinking, oh, I will make quad something, right? So you actually make up your mind because you're trying to figure out how to not be able to, or not, you are going to reroll all the dice for 8 tries, right? Anyway, so it was, what I can remember on top of my head, it was, I'm kind of made it easy for the Skaven to, well, I will say I kind of used my wizard a little bit easy without actually getting the ball back. I did a sidestep that didn't have any effect on the Storm Vermin at turn 23 or 22. That's it. So go ahead, talk again. Just making a lot of Norwegian sounds without any meaning, right?
No, you're making perfect sense. I just don't want to talk much at the same time because of the
I watched it again, and it's even worse than I thought. I blitzed. He is 2 squares away from being able to score with that blitzer. I blitz him, get 2 pushes. He sidesteps forward. I leave the guy in contact, and then he chain pushes him another square the next turn. So I actually. Yeah, that was bad.
I have just lost all respect for you, Reznor.
Done, out the window.
What the hell were you doing?
See, I tell you, I have a false idol.
That's it. I'm going to tear you up in the Season 4 finals just because of that.
Really quickly, I want to ask Dynar one last thing, if you could plug in real quick. Well, one last thing for now. Just plug in back in as soon as I ask it. But why the name Goingene? I've never asked you what's the naming scheme here. I see a character named Dam Anderson. I'm wondering if that's like a Pamela Anderson and Bigum, like some reference, because that was a girl with big breasts, something like that. What's the deal with Goingene? Now we may have lost him. Damn it. Oh well. Okay. Well, I guess we'll never know the answer to that question, or I'll have to ask.
Gonna remain a mystery.
Hey!
There you go.
You're talking about my team names, right?
Yeah. Why the team name?
Why the team name?
Why the team name? Okay. I don't think there is an English translation to Goingene, but it means just good, right?
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
Goingene means good in plural, I think, is the English word, but that means more of good. Right? So, and all my names are people I know from my hometown. Bigun is me. I am Bigun.
Nice.
Diana Bigun.
Nice.
Yeah. And we have Johansen, Bakke, Øyen, Bøe, Skatten, Eriksen, Dam Andersen, Væras, Søder, Fossum, Resvoll, all the aggressive people I know that do kind of, and all kind of, I don't know, martial arts and stuff, and boxing and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, so I put them all into my team, and I figured that it kind of worked.
Awesome.
So I had fun with that. Yeah, that's the story behind it. So now you know.
Cool.
All right,
Thank you.
I will plug up again.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was once, so now I know. Goingene. And that's the right pronunciation, I believe. But anyway, so back to oh, by the way, I also want to say again, I repeat, Dinar, you don't have to plug back into this, but you have picked up 2 additional nicknames today. One, the Iceman, because you don't get rattled no matter what, you just cool under pressure. And then the other one is the Bridesmaid, unfortunately, and because you keep getting really, really, really far in the playoffs. Always the Bridesmaid, never the bride so far. Maybe next season.
Jimmy White.
Maybe next season you will be able to run off with it and live happily ever after. We'll see. Hopefully, Rez, you can hopefully answer for Dinar, because I don't want to go through the plugging in thing again real quick. But both of you guys are playing in season 4, right?
I believe so. I'm actually in trouble. I've got to run another team because Girdley has like a 12-0-1 team. Ooh. And the Blessed Vermin 4.0 have had some bad fortune. Humans one-turning on us while we fail to do ours and the like.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Girdley, we know is a good coach.
Next time you chat with him about his one-turner against me with his humans.
Wow. Yeah, Sam is dangerous.
But I'm still waffling around. I'm eyeing maybe making. When does the season end? Isn't it
March 30th?
March 30th.
End of the month.
Less than a week.
Yeah. Yeah, so I might try to squeeze some games in. I've got a Brett team that's got a game in, but yeah, I don't think I'll be in the playoffs season 4. Gerd has effectively bumped me.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame. He should feel really bad about himself and just leave his team, right?
Yeah, what a bastard.
Just kidding. No, Girdley is a fantastic coach, and somebody was just talking about his record in the MML farm against me, and I had the upper hand in that, so maybe this is his way of, getting back at me like, hey, screw you, I'm just as good, Rez.
Because we gave Dinar a chance to explain his team name, I'm going to afford the same the same opportunity to you, even though I hate your team name. If you want to explain it for those who don't know, why Brutas Blessed Vermin? You have the floor.
Well, and it's even better timing because we actually just played the first match of the second to last round of the Never-Ending War. But that's an MML tournament that's been going on for literally
a year,
8-9 months. It
it
was
maybe
announced
not
a year
year.
ago.
Yeah,
it hasn't been active. It's probably like 7-8 months, but it was announced a year ago. And it was an evil versus good type deal, and we are on the side of evil. Obviously, Skaven are nasty mutated little beasties, and we couldn't join the Sigmarites. But we have destroyed the Order armies at every turn, and so I wanted to carry on the name of Bruta, hence the name of the stadium, the Grave of Sigmar. It's where we'd like to bury Order troops. So.
I hate the
may
stadium.
May have run into a Bretonnian team towards the end of the first round of battles. Who was hell bent on getting a tie.
Yeah. We always have epic games, but I think that's all the questions I have for you at this point. I had another one lurking somewhere. I can't remember what it is. I really quickly want to address. There was a comment made earlier in the chat, like midway game. I didn't want to stop the game to address. I just really want to quickly address it. I'm not sure. It was kind of seemed like it may have been trolling, but just in case, somebody came on and said, "Why all this commotion over a dead game?" This game has been being played on tabletop for like decades. They brought it to PC and some different iterations, and it's been on PlayStation now for like a year, right? Just so you know, the thing about this game that's very different from others is you can see the community involvement is insane. Like the user community generated content really takes it from just something you just pick up and play, like you might do with like Call of Duty or something like that. And then there's a lot more to it. There's a lot of levels and there's a lot of user content. And I'd argue that the game is actually getting stronger, unlike most games where you get bored of them after a while. Community starts to die out. I think we're actually recruiting more people and getting them played. So much so that Cyanide and Focus have realized, oh snap, this is actually like, and this is a good game that continues to bring us revenue. It's profitable enough. They're going to re-release it. They've already announced, if you don't know, there's a Legendary Edition coming out where they're adding all kinds of new races and all kinds of new features. So this is only going to get better. And if you get the game right now, I think I'd recently heard that there was like in the US, there's a flash sale where you can get the game for like $12 right now. And when they upgrade it to Legendary Edition, you can actually just upgrade. So it's like an upgrade cost. So don't think like, oh, if I get this crappy version right now, then I'm going to get the good version later on. Don't. Just get it now, because trust, like it's going to be the same game. They're just upgrading, adding more stuff, which you can do through like a bundled DLC type of thing anyway. So go on and get it now.
Can I just add there,
Sure.
SJ? I absolutely agree with you. What you got to remember is the replayability of this game is endless. Now don't get me wrong, I love first-person shooters. I'm a huge science fiction fan, so Mass Effect, I play that game to death. But there's only so many ways you can play it before, you're playing the same thing again. The beauty of Blood Bowl is no two games ever play the same because of the randomness of the dice. You can use the same tactics, you can use the same strategy every game, but they'll never quite play the same. And you've got so many options, from perpetual leagues, open division, to to leagues like MML or the UK BBL, and the community is just growing and growing, and a lot more people are discovering just how wonderful this game is. And we are up against games like King of the Hill and games, massively multiplayer online games like Warcraft and stuff. But you know what? Blood Bowl is far from dead. If anything, it's quite the opposite. It's more alive now, and I've been a fan of Blood Bowl since the start of 2nd edition, 89, 90? It's more alive now than it's ever been. So, yeah, do you know what? Trolls can jog on.
Maybe it was an honest question. That's why I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like, why is everybody getting wound up about a game that came out a year ago? Like, it's actually just keeps getting better. And I will say, like, I can't talk any specifics, but this company has, beyond what they've already released, but this company is putting their money where their mouth is, and they are investing their effort into this. We'll see a lot of upgrades with the Legendary Edition.
The Legendary Edition hype is real.
Mm-hmm. And when you add, when you talk about the replayability and the different variables, it's only going to get crazier when all of these different races are added, right? You're going to have, vampires coming in, gobos coming in, and chainsaws will be on the pitch, bombs will be getting thrown around.
Kislev, I can't wait for Kislev. Brilliant.
It's going to be insane. So, it's only going to get better. And even the we got plans for the Cabal Vision Championship ladder in the Championship Cup. It's even going to get better, believe it or not. We've been talking. It's still in the formative stages. I have no hints I'm going to drop right now. I'm just saying, stay tuned. The Champion ladder and the Champion Cup are going to get even better for reasons I can't say yet. But so there's a little teaser for you. But I do want to thank my co-host, CC Calcium Kaz, for helping me with this announcing. His enthusiasm and creativeness and just plain charisma makes it really easy for me to play along and be interesting. I also want to thank the coaches. This has been an amazing game. Top level coaching. I didn't see any mistakes. If you did, that just shows the mark of the level you guys are playing at is insane.
I think Dino will agree. We both played like crap.
God help the rest of us, Dave. God help the rest of us.
Exactly. Did you guys have any parting comments? I'll defer. We'll do Dinar last, but defer to Cece first. Parting comments or questions?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what I've said a few times during streams now. First and foremost, thank you, SJ, for giving me the opportunity to co-host with you and to be a part of the finals community. There are a lot of people that would be ready to condemn me before giving me an opportunity, before even ever speaking to me or giving me an opportunity. And I genuinely thank you for that. I feel like I've made a bunch of friends in the finals. You know, I'm friends with all you guys on PS4 now, and I will remain so. I can't wait to play you guys out, whether it be Open Division or Championship or wherever. I know that it's going to be amazing, and I fully intend to do my best to make Blood Bowl 2 grow on the PS4 and in general, because I love this game, I love the community, and I think it's just amazing. So God bless you guys. Thank you very much. I love you all.
Nice. Very well said. Rez, what can you say to your fans? Brutus Blessed Vermin 3.0 Season 3 champions.
We lived up to the name. We always have. Brutus blessings are great and plentiful. But this insane game. I really kind of feel like the penalty kicks would have been a fitting way for it to end, though very unsatisfying for all of us. I think it would have been fitting. I'm glad it was a good game, and I second everything CC said. A lot of fun. Even if I don't qualify for playoffs, I will. Yeah, I know we like to kid back and forth. I will try to make a good effort to keep it in indie announcing for the playoffs next season and all that stuff. You know, if I don't make it, so. I would be keeping up the great tradition of the champion not going to the playoffs next season. So,
and by the way, even if you don't make it to the playoffs next season, you forgot to say you will make sure and lord your championship over the rest of us for seasons to come.
Oh yeah. Oh, no one will ever forget this. Challenge League champion, Clatter Season 3 champion. The list of titles grows, man. That's all I can say.
I think you need Fnords to make you a graphic.
All I'm saying is I got an actual physical trophy to show for my Challenge League championship. What's up, man? Come on now.
Dinar, do you have any parting words before we clear out of here and conclude Season 3 of the Champion Cup?
Hey, the echo is back. Yeah. I really enjoy the game. I must say, it's so fun to play, and when you're the last 16 players, it's actually very, very entertaining. So I hope I really hope that a lot of people actually trying to get into the last 16, because you will actually enjoy Blood Bowl a whole lot more when you do. And I promised ReznorRulesYou. I will call him ReznorRulesYou from now on. So, ReznorRulesMe.
You said like a month. You said like a month.
ReznorRulesMe from, I said 1 week. Was that correct?
That would be much more suitable.
Yeah, so... Okay, so ReznorRulesMe for 1 week from now on.
If not for a one, then it would have been the other way.
Yeah. So the echo is out. See you later. Thanks for the game.
You know now Rez is gonna take that and auto-tune it. ReznorRulesMe, ReznorRulesMe. That's gonna be all over the place.
I need to get all the Seston.
You need a YouTube video.
Videos, man.
I would love to see a Brutus Blessed Vermin hype video celebrating the championship. That would be awesome. We need to get like a man in tights working on that one. That's his name, by the way.
Right.
I'm not just referencing a random man in tights. Or Seston or Stuff and Junk or one of those guys, Fnords, those guys that love the social media stuff. I want to give my
fan favorite, right?
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. I want to give a shout out to iPad. Definitely, you got to feature iPad. He's great. I want to give a special shout out, if we didn't mention it enough, to the guys in the chat. You really make this experience, even better than what. I mean, we watched a great game from the coaches. It was really exciting, and it's fun announcing in the booth. Because of my co-announcer and because of the chat, you guys contributing. I mean, we busted 600 messages today, and you guys have been sticking with us for 3 hours. And there's still 18 people in here, and the game has been over now for like probably a half hour.
I just want to thank you guys again for the announcing. It was top-notch stuff, and I always like to check with the other guy. Nobody ever seems to have a problem. Everybody seems to feel the same way I do for the most part. But listening to the Twitch while you're playing, it helps take away a little bit of the stress. You can still at least laugh, and I can mute you whenever I need to think about stuff.
Right. I will not be muted. No. But no, awesome game, awesome time. Thank you everybody for joining. We will see you March 30th. The season 4 ends and Champion Cup 4 begins. The road to Rez's title is what we'll call it. And we're looking forward to that hype video. Thank you, everybody. This has been Serious Jest and my co-host, Calcium Kaz, our coaches, ReznorRulesYou and Dynar321. And we are out. Season 3 is over.